and it's Bahamians unprepared to stand up and fight and defend their own Bahamas, then you don't deserve to have it.
Now let that sink in. Come on. Change ain't coming, change is here. You can hear it, you can feel it in the air. All politicians, put your hands in the air. Just a stick up, let me make myself clear. I'm a grown man talking, so you know what to do. No one's leaving till we figure out the truth. Why you laughing? This ain't nothing funny. So no one gets to go home till we figure out this money. Change ain't coming, change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, nigga, change is here. Now if you ain't standing with us, then I know you against us. Bahamas, this ain't no time for us to be lukewarm. This is war, and we riding through the storm. Come on. Let's go. Shalom to all my Hebrew brothers, to all my Muslim and Rastas. We need you, brother. I know. I can't forget the Christians. Let's put our differences aside, cause it's a bigger mission. See, they've been doing it for years, trying to separate us, kinda trying to keep us down and never elevate us. Now it's time to praise the Lord, cause he's about to take us over to the promised land where we can celebrate us. I got to do it for my kids that ain't even born yet, so the minute that they born, they already gotta check that check. Gotta have that time to collect, so they won't know how it feels to have that yoke around their neck. Yeah. See, y'all been robbing my grandmother, my great-great-grandmother and grandfather. It's like y'all can't get enough. Y'all just keep eating and eating and giving us nothing but taxes. Y'all went even as far as to say that this country's in debt and we ain't got no money. But 9 times out of 10, everybody in this country's possibly a millionaire. It's time to wake up. Let's talk about natural resources, cause every time we bring it up, they say hold your horses. They say it ain't worth a thing, but it's worth a fortune. Meanwhile, they open up their businesses across the borders. Oh yes, we track their bank accounts across the waters. They say this country in debt, but they making millions. If we don't stop this now, they be up to billions. It's about to go down and I get the feeling we gotta cut a movie on these dirty villains. On this Lincoln Bain and his team came with information. It's like everything changed, everything went quiet. It's like so much facts and they can't deny it. They rather keep their mouths shut before they start a riot. Now look how they tryna just steal the oil. They don't wanna share with none of y'all. They been robbing us while we were sleeping. Send them to jail cause they failed, they committed treason. Change ain't coming. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, nigga, change is here. Listen, from Freeport to Nassau all the way to Nagua, there's no more time for us to sit back and be quiet. You understand? This is war. If they only knew who we were, if they only know who we are, they would know we are warriors. No retreat, no surrender. Just give us what you owe us. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. I feel this all the way to my ancestors. We are warriors. We only really want what's owed to us. You get it? Now free up.
Gentlemen, I'm just coming to say I'm getting passport. I am Bahamian now. I'm to the Bahamas. I'm getting whites to be here. So you need to stop telling me that. You need to stop telling me get my Asian ass because I'm here. I'm getting whites mad.
I want all my Bahamian Abaconian believe that. Trust me. You both ministers, I know he's the Prime Minister for the Bahamas. Trust me. Abaco, not in the Bahamas. Abaco, not in the ground. Abaco in the sky.
Hello.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Hello.
Happy dear Hannibal City to the world.
Well, the nation's leader also expressing his concern with illegal migration, noting that pressures from the international community for the Bahamas to absorb Haitian migrants continue. Aaliyah Cooper has more on this.
Multiple countries have asked Prime Minister Philip Davis to commit to accepting more irregular migrants. This much coming from Davis yesterday on the heels of that boating tragedy where 17 Haitian nationals lost their lives after their 30-foot twin-engine vessel capsized in rough waters near New Providence.
The world is suggesting that we should absorb all of those who leave Haiti. That's what they will say to me. When I was at the Summit of Americas, they wanted me to sign on to an irregular migration declaration. That includes, but we have our own peculiar circumstance that I keep reminding the world of. We are unable to open our borders to irregular migration and our refugees either, because of our own limited resources.
The Prime Minister adds that these countries asked the Bahamas to do things of this nature, but at the end of the day, who foots the bill?
You, the taxpayers. So we have this delicate balance that we are going through. So insofar as exiting, between the police force and the immigration department, they are collaborating to ensure that we assist in preventing the exiting of the irregular migrants here who usually head to the north.
Surging gang violence in Haiti forces thousands of natives to flee their home country, attempting to go on perilous voyages to other countries seeking a better life. The United Nations this month expressing deep concern over worsening violence in and around the Haitian capital, Port-au-Prince. Mr. Davis also chimes in on that thought.
There are talks about imposing the will of other countries onto the people, but again, as I said, we want it to be a Haitian solution. But whether that is possible, we'll only know as we engage with the gang leaders in Haiti, which we intend to do very shortly.
He adds that CARICOM has appointed himself, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, and the Prime Minister of Barbados as a committee to look into how they can resolve the issues on the impoverished island nation.
We just had a resolution. The UN resolution was finally passed about 2 weeks ago, about a week and a half ago, so that we could continue the presence of the UN peacekeepers on the ground. The question is whether there'll be any intervention. The position of CARICOM has always been that the solution has to be a Haitian solution rather than an imposed solution. And that continues to be our position, and we are to engage very soon in attempting to bring the factions together.
Leah Cooper, Eyewitness News.
Good afternoon, Bahamas, and welcome. It is always a pleasure to have all of you here. Thank you for tuning in from wherever you are tuning in from. We are tuned in from all over the world. We are tuned in live from Facebook on my page, Lincoln Bain. We're also tuned in live right now from YouTube. And that's on the Coalition of Independence page only. We're not on the Bahamian Evolution page today. So that's on the Coalition of Independence page. And we're also tuned in on Twitter today. So Twitter has joined us. And so we're in the Twitter world today. And also we're tuned in live right now from TikTok. So we are everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We are absolutely everywhere. So we want to thank you for tuning in. We're going to have an interesting conversation today that we want all of you to be a part of and take advantage of, because it's very disturbing what we have seen. I can't say this any differently. What we have discovered and what we have seen and having certain conversations with certain people, we are extremely disturbed at what's happening in our country. I can't say this any differently. We are extremely disturbed. Make sure you like and share this. So if you're on here, please take a moment to like and share. Only about 44 of you have liked this so far. So please put some more likes so that the algorithm knows that this is important. Take time, just click right to the bottom, like this. Send a lot of those hearts up if you like what we're saying, etc. We see some people tuned in and talking on TikTok. But we're also, like I said, we're on Twitter on my Lincoln Bain page. We're on Facebook on my Lincoln Bain page. And we're also on YouTube on the Coalition of Independence page. So thank you, all of you, for tuning in from wherever you're tuning in from. So our audience is going to be spread out. We have no problem with that. But make sure wherever you are, wherever you like to watch it from, that you are watching. And so we have all kind of cameras set up and we are broadcasting live. All right. So we want to thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely disturbed at what I'm seeing. You saw that news article just now by the Prime Minister himself. You saw it. We're also going to be talking a little bit about the Rothschilds once we have time to get to that. But this one is extremely important because something went down that Bahamians have no idea of. Something went down that they didn't tell us about. You know, they're flying all over the world on these little trips. All over the world. They're flying all over the world on these little trips. And the last trip, they told us they was going to talk about climate change in LA. But we have come to find out that they did not go to LA to talk climate change. That was not the main reason for that meeting. Yes, climate change was discussed at that meeting, but that wasn't the main agenda at that meeting. And so today we're going to talk about it. And that man was being very deceitful in that news article that you watched just now. And we're very disappointed at him. But we're going to have to expose some things today because it ain't even a year yet and they didn't start their nonsense. All right. So make sure you share. If you didn't share this yet, do your duty. Share this. So, ladies and gentlemen, you saw what I saw just now. You heard him saying that, you know, there were other countries trying to put pressure on the Bahamas, and he was trying to make it seem like, you know, we are not a part of this, et cetera, et cetera. We have nothing to do with this. But I'm going to fix his business in a second. You know, we don't talk unless we got proof. We don't talk unless we got proof. And so we can fix his business in a minute. And so, Brave, you have some explaining to do. But of course, we know no one in the media is going to challenge him or put question to him. We will be very surprised. We'll be watching the media tomorrow to see what they have to say about all of this. All right. So I'm trying to see if I can get this up to see, because I have so many devices running one time. Trying to get this up to see if I could see some of your comments, etc., to see who is here. Okay, let me try to do it a different way. Just try to say hello to some of you for taking the time to spend your Sunday with us, educating yourself and seeing what's going on in this country. Okay, we see a lot of comments so far. We see, let me see who all is here. Favor Tina is here. Tina Favor or Favor Tina is here. Delvin Pritchard is also here. Thank you for being here. Keno Johnson is here. Thank you for being here. Good afternoon, Keno. Movado Glinton is here. Movado Glinton is here. Veronica Bain is here. Thank you for being here. Floyd Thurston is tuned in. Welcome, Floyd Thurston. Val Griffith Adderley is also here. Val Griffith Adderley is also here. You all keep sharing. Also tag them. Tag your friends and family. They might not know what's here. Put their names right in the chat box. Tag them. Make sure they know what's going on. Tell them, come, come, come. They got to see this one. Brave them lying again. Who else is here? Ann Green is here. Welcome, Ann Green. Cameo Taylor is here. Suzette Carey, welcome. And this is on Facebook. Amantha Forbes is also here. Welcome, Amantha Forbes. Jacinta Bain is here. Cleveland Darling is also here. Nessa, Bahama Nessa is here. Jacqueline Williams is here. Jacqueline Williams. O'Meal Thompson is here. Our chairman, Charlotte Green, is here. Tanya McKell is here. Mahogany Brown, welcome. Thank you for being here. Rohan says, share, share, share. Thank you so much for that. Teresa Dean, y'all keep y'all share, like, get those likes up. Get those likes up. Yeah. Pressing those little hearts in the corner. Make them know that this This thing is important here. Press those little hearts in the corner too. All right. So Jerome Bethel is there. Candicia Lang is also here. Thank you for being here. Let me see if I can see where some of you are from. Let me see what they. Okay. Loretta Smith, I see you, Loretta Smith. Watching from Florida is Rivian Riley. Thank you. Karen Bethel, I see you. Ken Moore Starr says, can't wait to vote for you. Thank you so much. We can't wait for the new Bahamas. We can't wait for it. Bahamanesses says, please get well soon. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I had a family medical emergency. I'm doing well. What else we got? Fiesta, what is? Oh, Fleta Adderley is here. Thank you so much. So we was waiting patiently. Yes, we had plenty of videos to upload and get those stuff up. So sorry for being late. We came on Bahamian time. I'm sorry. Hagen T. Mike is here watching. Ashley Gardner is here watching. Thank all of you for tuning in. I got to get started. So welcome to all of you. I might have missed some of you, but welcome to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw that video, and welcome to everyone who was on TikTok and everyone who is on Twitter. Thank you, Twitter, for tuning in, and thank you, Facebook, for tuning in, and TikTok. All right, so TikTok, you do your duty. All right, so we see some people watching on TikTok. Who is here? Who is here? Man, I can hardly see the screen. I'm so sorry. Let me brighten the screen so I can see what's going on TikTok, so I can see who is who. Welcome, TikTok, and make sure you follow me on TikTok. I see some people here. Gandhi Fraser was tagged by Buster Boy, I think. I see a couple people here. Someone says they lying as always. Can't see a name. Let me see if I can put it there. Something Bow. Jenna Bow. Thank you, Jenna Bow. Yeah, this government lying again. Lying again. I know that's what governments do. And the media covers for them. What's this here? Someone else says, good day, boss, at the 242. Thank you for that. I can't see your name because of my background. I'm so sorry. But thank all of you all for being here. We appreciate you. So TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We are live everywhere. So we're taking over. So to the corrupt media in the Bahamas, you can stifle our message all you want. You could attempt to. You could attempt to twist our message, or you could attempt to ignore us. But let me tell you something. We are everywhere. And the Bahamian people are watching. Not only are they watching us, but they're watching you. They can see who are the puppets. They can see who is being used by this fascist government in our country. They can see the police officers who are being used by this fascist regime. They can see the defense force officers being used by this fascist regime. They can see when the media is covering and covering up. This is not our grandmother's generation. This is not our grandfather's generation. This is something new and different, and something y'all ain't ready for. It's something different. So y'all to block us, y'all got to block us from everywhere, because we are everywhere. And starting next week, we're going to be broadcasting from our website too, and you can't shut us down from there. How about that? All right. So we're going to be broadcasting everywhere. We got our own network that is unstoppable, and we are going to be unstoppable. So thank you all so much, and let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw that news article. Some of y'all are just tuning in because I see that the numbers have just gone up. I think I should play that again so that you can hear these demonic lies by Grave Davis and this administration. Man, this is so concerning to me when I see this kind of stuff. Let me see where it is. I'm going to play that one more time for you, because it is important that you understand that the Bahamas is under attack, and our government is complicit in allowing, entertaining, encouraging this invasion. Let's see if we can get this played for you again. I'm going to turn the screen around for our TikTok viewers so they could kind of hear it. No, that's not the one. I'm sorry, that's not the one. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? We got to get that up there for y'all. I am so sorry. We normally have this queued, and
Well, the
Very good.
nation's
Just let
leader
them-
also expressing his concern with illegal migration, noting that pressures from the international community for the Bahamas to absorb Haitian migrants continue. Aaliyah Cooper has more on this.
Multiple countries have asked Prime Minister Philip Davis to commit to accepting more irregular migrants. This much coming from Davis yesterday on the heels of that boating tragedy where 17 Haitian nationals lost their lives after their 30-foot twin-engine vessel capsized in rough waters near New Providence.
The world is suggesting that we should absorb all of those who leave Haiti. That's what they would say to me. When I was at the Summit of Americas, they wanted me to sign on to an irregular migration declaration. That includes, but we have our own peculiar circumstance.
Pause. Now you heard him say they wanted him to sign on to this thing. All right. Notice he's pulling himself away from it. They wanted me to do this, but I'm a strong leader. I'm not gonna do something like that. But continue. Hope I didn't stop it.
Reminding the world of we are unable to open our borders to irregular migration and our refugees either because of our own limited resources.
The Prime Minister adds that
he said because of our own limited resources, we can't do it. And he's adding that, guess who have to pay for it? Watch.
these countries ask the Bahamas to do things of this nature, but at the end of the day, who foots the bill?
You, the taxpayers. So we have this delicate balance that we are going through. So insofar as exiting, between the police force and the immigration department, they are collaborating to ensure that we assist in preventing the exiting of the irregular migrants here who usually head to the north.
Surging gang violence in Haiti forces thousands of natives to flee their homes.
We'll get to the gang violence later because we got some videos on that too. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard the man say it. You heard it. If you're on TikTok, please like this also. But you heard him say it. You heard it in his own words that, listen, they tried to get me to sign on to this thing, but I wasn't on their run because guess who have to pay for this? Y'all. Now that's the lies. Now for the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, these fellas don't seem to understand that this is a new generation, and we're not gonna be putting up with this nonsense of them just saying anything and getting away with it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, apologize in advance. We have the burst, Brave Davis bubble. I'm sorry, we're doing some technical stuff here with these wiring. This is the first time we're on all these platforms, so please bear with me. Bear with me. This one is, yeah, bear with me while we get this done. All right, so we should be good now. All right. Yeah, we're on a gazillion platforms and we got all kind of cameras running all over the place. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the lies. But how come they didn't tell us? TikTok, y'all get ready. They didn't tell us about what really went down. I'm trying to see if I can just turn my screen on TikTok if they'll let me. I don't know. TikTok, you're gonna let me turn my screen? No? No? You want on TikTok, how you turn the screen? How you turn the screen? Switch camera. You can't switch cameras? Okay, no problem. We'll just turn it for y'all the old-fashioned way. All right? So if you're on TikTok, that's me. Now, that was the story. Now, here is the truth of what really went down in LA.
Last day of much conflict at the Americas Summit, United States unveiled its migration plan for the region. US President Joe Biden, along with leaders from countries in the Western Hemisphere, pledged to step up actions on the regional migration crisis. Now, 20 countries joined Biden for a ceremonial unveiling of the plan that aimed at creating incentives for countries taking in large migrants and spreading responsibility across the region. Measures also include the United States and Canada taking in more guest laborers, providing pathways for people from poor countries to...
Hopefully you didn't miss what was just said. 20 nations joined him. 20 nations joined him. I'm going to start this over again. 20 nations joined him. All right? In releasing this thing, I'm going to play it one more time for you. Oh, there we go.
Last day of much conflicted the Americas Summit, United States unveiled its migration plan for the region. US President Joe Biden, along with leaders from countries in the Western Hemisphere, pledged to step up actions on the regional migration crisis. Now, 20 countries joined Biden for a ceremonial unveiling of the plan that aimed at creating incentives for countries.
You see what that says? 20 nations joined Los Angeles Declaration. I'll continue.
Taking in large migrants and spreading responsibility across the region. Measures also in...
They are going to increase taking in large numbers of migrants and increase the responsibility for it across the region.
Include the United States and Canada taking in more guest laborers, providing pathways for people from poor countries to work in richer ones, and offering greater protection for migrants.
20 countries coming together to launch the Los Angeles Declaration on Migration and Protection. With this declaration, we're transforming our approach to managing migration in the Americas. Each of us is signing up to commitments that recognizes the challenges we all share and the responsibility that impacts on all of our nations.
Now, President Biden emphasized on the 4 core pillars of the declaration, namely stability and assistance, making sure that communities welcoming refugees can afford to care of their essential needs, increasing pathways for legal migration throughout the region, as well as protections for refugees working together in implementing a more humane and coordinated border management systems. An effective response to emergencies was also part of the plan. The United States also announced $314 million in new funding to support more than 6 million Venezuelans who have fled their country at the time of an economic crisis. Biden called the summit in the face of rising Chinese influence in a region that the United States has long considered its home turf. The summit has been marred by discord, largely over Biden's refusal to invite leftist leaders of Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela on the grounds that they are authoritarians.
Thank you all for that. What I thought that everyone here has put so much into making.
So what you just witnessed was them saying that 20 nations have signed on to this nonsense. And it actually is okay for some nations like America. That's fine because they have, 300 million people, so they can take all of any of those nations and it won't do a thing to them. But for a country with only 200,000 adults like the Bahamas, for a country with only 400,000 total people like the Bahamas, I don't know why Brave Davis would even be entertaining that. I don't even know why we would be a part of that conversation because like they said, there was some controversy, but in this news article, not a news article here, I don't know if I'll play it, but you could just do your search. They actually said that some countries boycotted, like Mexico, the one who is actually affected by this. Mexico didn't come. They boycotted this whole thing. They had their reasons. One of the reasons was that some people was left out. Some countries were left out. but Mexico didn't participate. So if Mexico didn't participate because they had some issues, and this really influences them because a lot of the immigrants who come from the southern countries come through Mexico to get to the border because Mexico's on the border. And Mexico decided, listen, we are not going to participate with this because we don't like some things that's going on. So if that's the case, if Brave were a strong leader, why wouldn't Brave say, listen, this thing that's going on, it does not benefit our country. It does not benefit the Bahamian people. So I won't participate. Or I'm going to come here and I'm going to make it public where persons can hear me telling these people that we are not interested, that we will not participate, and make it clear to the whole world that we cannot afford to do this right now. I think that a strong leader would have done just that. And I think that a weak leader would have just gone there and stood there, even though you have some differences, even though you don't agree with all of this stuff. I think a real weak leader who is just looking for some handouts would go there and say, yes, sir, massa, yes, sir, boss, I could do this here with y'all, but when I go back to the Bahamian people, I'm going to make them feel that I ain't had nothing to do with this. So just so y'all know, massa, that's what I'm going to do when I get back. And so some of you may say, oh, but I didn't see Brave. If you watch the video very carefully, you would have seen Brave standing right there with all of them, right behind Massa. There he is. There goes Brave. I'll put you on there. There goes Brave. Right there.
Day of much conflict
right in
at
the
the
middle,
Americas Summit,
in the
United
back.
States unveiled.
Right. There goes Brave. Right in the center, in the back. Yellow shirt on. There he is. That's Brave. Right there. Okay? And so he went in the back of the class. I guess he was hoping we didn't see him. But no one stood in the front of him. So I guess that ruined that plan. That's Brave there. And you can also see Brave here. He is sitting down next to the Prime Minister of Barbados. And so here's the Prime Minister of Barbados, that amazing, strong lady. And here's Brave, yellow tie, right next to her on the end here. That's Brave, the slave, pandering to Massa. And I know these are some strong words, etc. But I want to make this clear that in this dispensation, in this day and time, we need strong leadership in this country. We need real strong leadership. That man didn't come back to us and tell us what he signed on to. And that's one news article. And if you look at some other news articles, they are actually giving more details of what really went down. And we are disturbed. We are disturbed of some of the things that we saw. We looked at the agreement, we looked at the plan, and we see where they're actually giving funding to countries. They have a big plan for Venezuela and another country, but they're giving funding to countries that will allow the immigrants to come in, all right, and leave them alone. They're giving funding for this, all right? It's right in the plan. I'll go over it once we get some time. I just want to talk to some other stuff. But they're giving funding in their plan for countries. So I guess Brave is going all over the world asking for money, saying we need help, and we need help with climate change, and we need some money, and we got bills. And so they say, oh, you got bills? Okay, let a bunch of these immigrants come in, and we're going to help you pay your bills. I believe that is what happened. That's how it seems. Why it seems like that is because we're hearing from immigration officers in Abaco who are saying that they were given instructions not to touch the immigrants. Wow. We're seeing where these boats are flooding Andros, Eleuthera, Harbor High, Abaco is being flooded, and even New Providence is being flooded with immigrants. And the government is doing nothing to stop them. All the repatriations have stopped. The illegal immigrants have not stopped coming, but the repatriations have stopped. Bahamas, we need you to open your eye, because only one country we got. Only one country we got, Bahamas. And they are giving this away. They are giving this away. Our one
to the gentleman,
country.
I'm just coming to say, I'm getting passport. I am be here now. I'm to the Bahamas. I'm getting whites to be here. So you need to stop telling me that. You need to stop telling me get my Asian ass, because I'm here. I'm getting whites mad.
Some of these people are getting bold. That's a young lady who just said she got her passport and she cursed out Bahamians in the end of that. She got her passport, and in her accent, she cursed out Bahamians. I spoke to some Haitians recently, and they are saying that the word on the ground is that we have a Haitian prime minister. I know they're misunderstanding, but they said we have a Haitian prime minister, and that is good for Haiti. That was the word on the ground. What is happening to our one country? The other video we showed was a man, and that was before election, where he said, listen, Abaco in the sky. Some people who know but their talks will know what that means. Abaco is now outnumbered. Abaco is outnumbered. What are we gonna do? That is the question. And so the government is clearly powder puffing with these people. They're allowing whatever they want to do to be done. But this is my major concern, Bahamas. I have a serious concern with this. I have a serious concern. Because there are some Haitians who are some really good people, and they come and they could really be a benefit to our nation. They have skills, they're good, decent people. There are those who are willing to come here and integrate into our society and be a part of us. Like when Bahamians go to America, they go and they integrate in society and they become a part of the society. They're not trying to bring their own culture. But then there are some who are getting bold. I showed you some videos on a previous live where immigration, this was under the previous PLP administration, when Brave was Minister of Works, and he was breaking down the Haitian homes, and Fred Mitchell was in charge of immigration, and he was going there and dragging their babies out of their hand, etc. I showed you where when the immigration officers tried to go into the shanty towns, they were being attacked. I showed you video of this. They were being attacked by illegal immigrants. They were getting violent. We had one fella who was arrested and let go because he said they outnumber us and they'll start killing us. We'll get Colombian necktie, is what he said. They couldn't touch him for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Maybe one of you know. But I just showed you one of the news articles, and there are many of them that actually show that we've signed on to something. We have agreed to something. And you can see it by the news articles that are out and also by the actions of our government. Because you can see that Bahamas ain't taking them back no more. You can see that they're flooding Abaco. When you look at those ferry boats, every morning those ferry boats are flooded with Haitian nationals going to the Keys to work. The place is flooded and overrun. And my concern is not about Haitians. I've lived around Haitians. I grew up in a community where I was born around Haitians in the Anglican community. Right? I spent some time in Pairdale, and I was born on Morley Street, and then I moved to Pinewood. We didn't have Haitians, a lot of Haitians there. So this isn't about not wanting Haitians. This is not wanting our country to be taken over. And here are some of the reasons why we don't want our country to be taken over. These are people, and I'm going to let you hear from Bill Clinton in a minute. Let's hear from Bill Clinton first. Yeah, let's hear from Bill Clinton first. Bill Clinton went down to Haiti and he got a bad reputation for some stuff he did down there. I was in Haiti helping out while he was there. Also, I was in Haiti doing business and doing some other stuff while he was there. And so I could relate to everything that he is saying. But Bill Clinton is letting you know that it's easier said than done to help them people out. and it's self-inflicted, he is saying. Did you know? You may not know this. This may shock some of you. But did you know that Haiti, months after the earthquake, got $13.5 billion. Haiti got $13.5 billion in funds, this money. This ain't the extra money that the UN would have spent bringing their peacekeepers and all of this. Ain't that billions. This the billions in cash money and pledges that they, not just pledges, this is the money they got. All right, not pledges. This is the money they got. $13.5 billion. Let me put that in perspective. Our entire national budget for the year is just a little over $2 billion. Sometimes 2.5. Our entire yearly budget for the Bahamas, they got in one shot flooded with $13.5 billion. $13.5 billion. I'm just letting that sink in for y'all. If listen. I don't know if y'all understand how serious these words I just said is. 13.5 billion is more than our entire national debt. Billions more than our entire national debt. All that we've accumulated in our entire existence. That could have made the Bahamas debt free. If $13.5 billion cannot help you, ain't nothing can help you. If $13.5 billion cannot help you, nothing could help you. Letting you come in our country with the little bit we have, a whole yearly budget of just $2.5 billion, ain't gonna help you. You're going to come here and destroy us, not all, but the bad ones. How in the world are you given $13.5 billion? And you worse off now than you was then. Listen, as bad as all of our prime ministers have been, not looking out for our people, etc. If at any point the world just say, let's give $13.5 billion to Bahamas, I think we would have been in a much better place. $13.5 billion would it be. Let's say a little bit from Bill Clinton. This for 8 minutes, but I want you to hear his words. I'm going to cut in and out of what he is saying. But this is his words. This is his experience there. And I'll tell you my experience there. And I'm going to show you what's really happening there. And the reason I'm showing you this is because our country is now saying, our prime minister is saying that they're going down there to talk to the gang leaders in Haiti. Now, he can't talk to the gang leaders in Bahamas, but he want to talk to the gang leaders in Haiti to see if they can resolve this problem in Haiti. Listen, Haiti had this problem before they had these organized gangs. This problem ain't just started. So to think that the problem is the gang leaders, that is not it. But I'll get to that when you all finish hearing from Bill. I'll let you all hear a little bit of what Bill has to say. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bill Clinton.
Consistance par rapport I think the IHRC was the proper mechanism, but it was cumbersome, and it took a lot of concentration and time to make decisions. A lot of people seem to think that our group, the Reconstruction Commission, was getting money. We didn't. We never took any donations. The donors put their money in a special account of the World Bank. And then when the IHRC approved the expenditures, then the proposal was funded by funds being released from the World Bank. What we did was, once the World Bank released the money for an approved project, we said, here's the project, here's what the money is, here's who got the money. And then after the money was spent, we had an after-action audit which evaluated how it was spent. And that's what we did. The 2 years that I was the co-chair of the IHRC, with the prime ministers of the governments of Preval and Martelly, that's what we did. And we had those reports, and people can find them, read them. It's all a matter of public record. But I never touched any of that money. I was always surprised that people would suggest that. Through the Clinton Foundation, I raised $30 million in emergency fundings, and President Bush and I together raised $50 million more. And all that money's been documented. 100% of it went to Haiti. And what we did with that, and building new businesses and things. And then I set up a Haiti Action Network with an alliance of business people, and they have, this is 9 years later, and we're still working at this, almost 10 years. They have raised and deployed more than $500 million. Now, along the way, we've had some setbacks. The iron market burned and was never properly insured. And now, because of all the domestic unrest, the Best Western's going to close, and we don't know yet if we can save the Marriott. But in terms of what we did, I think we ran up a pretty good score. We raised a lot of money, created a lot of jobs, helped a lot of existing Haitian businesses to expand, and supported a lot of NGOs that were Haitian and doing well. And I think I tried to build, the money that I raised, or the partners that I made, we were trying to build Haiti through the Haitians. I didn't want it to be an outside job. I wanted it to be an inside job. And a huge number of people were helped, but it couldn't overcome a lot of the self-inflicted wounds of all this political dysfunction in the last few years. So what I wanted to do was to develop
I am so sorry that you couldn't hear me while I was doing this interjections in there on Facebook. I'm so sorry. We had the controls trying to do some stuff. So thank you for coming all the way on to TikTok to let me know that you can't hear me on Facebook interjecting. I'll just repeat what I said. When he talked about the business and how they took a lot of these billions of dollars and pumped it into Haitian businesses, he was actually talking about the Haitian oligarch businesses. And so a lot of that went to the white oligarchs in Haiti. There are over 800,000 millionaires in Haiti. They try to paint this picture that Haiti is poor, but that is not fully the truth. There is poverty in Haiti, like there is in every country, including the Bahamas, including America. But of course, there are 800,000 wealthy people in Haiti. And so, of course, that money would have gone to a lot of them. And so we, that's what I was saying earlier. All right. And so here, I'm sorry, and I also interjected, about the fact that, listen, if George Bush and Bill Gates couldn't go there and solve the problem in Haiti, he said it was working for 9 years up to this time of this video. There's more now. It's now 12 years out. If they was working for 9 years and they couldn't do anything, how do you think that the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Barbados, and Haiti going to talk to gang leaders is going to help? How is that going to help? And so, sorry, Facebook, you couldn't hear that piece. I'll make sure you can hear when I go talk again.
Energy efficient, water efficient, sanitary housing in a range of costs, anywhere from tiny houses, small houses at $2,000 up to what were quite comfortable houses at about $30,000. And we were going to construct model homes and then have people come and look at it and then try to develop a plan to build these houses, but the people that would buy them would have a lot of choices. And the real problem in the beginning was the difficulty in establishing title, which I still think is a problem the Haitians are going to have to solve. Since so much of this in Haiti is done sort of on a...
Let me help you to understand the problem with title that he's talking about. A foreigner cannot own land in Haiti. All right. So while they will come to the Bahamas, our country, and they will just take our land and no one is allowed to touch them, and somehow the government entertains them, and we say, oh, these just poor people, leave them, let them take that, that's just bush. You as a foreigner can't just go and take land in Haiti. You cannot own land. Now, a foreign company can go through a process to get access to land, but it's a complicated process and it's ad hoc. All right. And they have no land title system. So that makes sure they keep control of it. Whenever politicians want to keep control of something, they keep it without a proper system, just like our crown land system in the Bahamas. They have no proper system for it. It goes to the prime minister, and the prime minister can give land to who he wants anytime he wants. They could apply or not apply, whatever, but there's no law regulation that goes with an application system with a separate body that is not connected to politicians that can distribute this stuff. And so that's the problem also in the Bahamas, because they use land for power. So in Haiti, whereas they coming in the Bahamas and taking all of our land, you can't do that. I don't care how powerful you are. This is the former most powerful man in the world. He still has a lot of power to this day, and they couldn't get past that. The Red Cross said they had similar problems. They went there, they had $500 million. They was only able to build 6 houses because of the same kind of issue. So while we're letting these people come and take our land in the Bahamas, Andres, Eleuthera, Abaco, Nassau, you cannot go to Haiti and do that. Let him continue.
Ad hoc basis, we still could have done a lot if there'd been strong support for it. But it may be that I overestimated what I thought would be the likelihood. I thought when people saw these things and saw how many jobs we could create and how many people we could move into homes and how good it would be for the economy, that there would be a new energy and willingness to resolve these land titling problems. And I was wrong. And that's the one thing I feel bad. I feel so bad about that because I worked so hard on it, and I was determined that it would be corruption-free, that it would all be over and above board. All these people who were selected, I think there were about 60 finalists, weren't there? Something like that. And I was determined that it would all be transparent. And, you know, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I should have just been working on something else. I still believe that if you're going to build a modern society, you have to have a land titling system. The thing that I would like people to know about Haiti is that there's a fundamental goodness and energy about the people and an almost unlimited capacity, and they've been worked over for 200 years by outsiders and then by their own people who got a hold of political power and used it very often the way outsiders had. And I don't think that this country will ever realize its full potential until it builds systems that bring everybody together and make good decisions in an open and honest way. I think, you know, but I'd do it again tomorrow. Even with all the false charges that were raised about me and all that, I just love the place. I like the people, and I also can't stand to see unfulfilled potential. And I do believe that a lot of Haiti's problems historically have come from people outside and inside trying to take advantage of the people and their resources. And I think this is a very important time for us to try to rebuild it. But when you've got all these problems down there now, it's impossible. You can't get somebody to go invest in a country where there's nothing but riots and nothing but, you know, it's tough now.
On the 10th anniversary of the earthquake, what are your reflections about the country?
Well, I thought we did a good job of recovering in the immediate aftermath. A pretty good job of cleaning up and rebuilding Port-au-Prince. A fair job of trying to spread economic opportunity throughout the country. A good but uneven job of trying to empower the NGOs that were running schools and health clinics and other things. And we didn't do very well in eliminating the endemic problems of political and economic practices that just will never do anything but run off investors and break hearts. I mean, there's still too many people who want to take their ride on Haiti's back, and we've got to keep working. When Hillary and I went to Haiti on a delayed honeymoon in 1975, I fell in love with the place. I've always liked the people. I found many of them that I admire. I've always thought that it was crippled by a political system less worthy than the best of its people. And sooner or later, you know, you look at what's going on now, the country will rise or fall based on its ability to inspire confidence in Haitians and in neighbors and in investors and other people and in themselves. And the kind of problems that we have down there very often involve things that nearly everybody knows shouldn't be done. And the Haitians are highly intelligent people. They know exactly how best to organize things, how best to do things. And I hope we can at least get back to the way we were, you know, back at the, you know, when I first went to work there. I think there's so much you could do in such a short time. It could be lightning fast. But people wear out. They wear out working in a place where there's always one more obstacle. And then people say, you didn't help us enough. Here, let me put this chain on your ankle. And so I think it's a work in progress. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But it's very, very bad now, all this trouble. And it would be a tragedy to let it go because of the people and their history. They've overcome so much. And yet, like most people, they live with a lot of self-inflicted wounds. And we just gotta, we're either gonna do better or we're not. I hope we do better.
I wanted you to hear that basically the full thing because I wanted to hear from someone who is powerful, someone who had an opportunity to actually make a difference in Haiti and do some things. But he is saying, what are you going to do? And I want you to hear from his mouth that there are people from outside, etc., who want to take advantage of Haiti's resources. Haiti has lots of natural resources, including gold, etc. There's some people inside and out who want to take advantage of their resources. Pay attention. And I want you to see that. But the trouble he's talking about, it was nothing when he was talking about it. Right now, they have trouble. This is what's really going on in Haiti at this time.
This video shows the leader of 400 Mowozo, the notorious gang authorities say abducted 17 mostly American missionaries and is asking for $1 million per person ransom. He says if his demands aren't met, he'll shoot the hostages. In the U.S., the Ohio-based Christian Aid Ministry says they're praying for their captive members as well as the kidnappers, reading a letter from the families of the hostages, among them 5 children as young as 8 months old.
We thank him that he is God and ask him to hear our prayers and bring our families home.
The kidnapped families are from Amish, Mennonite, and other conservative Christian communities across multiple states and Canada.
They continue to band together and support each other with prayers and encouragement.
Now in Haiti, growing unrest. Demonstrators furious over fuel shortages, lawlessness, and an economic collapse across the Caribbean nation. The capital city, Port-au-Prince, pockets of smoke signal the escalating tension.
This has become daily life here in Haiti. Tires burning on city streets, protesters furious at the government's inability to confront kidnappers. This is happening over and over again, making many roads here in Port-au-Prince impassable.
This gunfire from Haitian police breaking up a roadblock near the airport. Minutes earlier, a crowd had gathered, furious with the government's inaction. We'll occupy the streets until further notice, this man says. The demonstrations making delivering aid even more dangerous for humanitarian organizations like Food for the Poor. We spoke with its director virtually because the road leading to his compound was closed off.
This is the worst crisis we have been going through. For the first half of October, almost 120 people have been kidnapped. It's the worst we have seen so far.
The missionary group in Ohio says it's aware of the new video of the gang leader, but won't comment on the threats. A senior State Department official says if you're a kidnapper, your job is to say those kinds of things. Craig?
All right, Gabe Gutierrez, Force there, on the ground in Haiti. Gabe, thank you.
So, where does your mindset have to be to kidnap missionaries who have raised billions of dollars for you in the past and to put a ransom of $1 million each on their head? And there was 17 or 18 of them. It's the same amount we recently had died in a boat crash here, in a boating accident. Where does your mindset have to be? I am concerned for my country, because what stops the persons in that gang from jumping on a boat and coming to the Bahamas? They have the money to buy guns. They have the money to hold government hostage. They have the money to hold the police hostage, to chase police out of town. They're running things. What stops them from coming on a boat and taking over any part of the Bahamas that they feel would be profitable to do so? We got about 3,000 plus police. The reputation is the government is working with them. The police is entertaining them. There's no raids, etc. Immigration isn't bothering them, not touching them. If they have the mindset that these missionaries, they got money, some people who love them have money, let's kidnap them. I'm concerned for my country because the government is not serious. That's why I'm concerned. Because clearly the government has bowed to this nonsense. Let me show you another video of what's currently happening. That was a couple months ago. This is now.
Three people a day are being kidnapped in Haiti, more than double the rate in 2021, as hundreds of armed gangs vie for control of the Caribbean country. Violence is escalating, with gangs dismembering bodies, beheading rivals, raping women and killing minors accused of being informants. The president's assassination 1 year ago ushered in a new wave of terror, and the country remains in a political gridlock with elections delayed indefinitely. Homes have been burnt to the ground with residents still inside. Hospitals have been forced to close as doctors are bundled into vans during their commute, and parents have stopped sending their children to school. Over the past year, armed gangs have enforced major roadblocks, cutting off access to food and isolating 3.8 million people living in the south. Haiti already had one of the highest levels of hunger in the world, with 4.5 million experiencing high levels of acute food insecurity. Now, the World Food Programme has warned that deteriorating security and rising costs will push thousands more into desperate situations. Haiti, it said, has become lost in the noise.
I want all of you to take this serious and do some research. There's a lot of videos out there of what's really happening and what's really going on. The gang started to fight the oligarchs. They feel like they're this Robin Hood crew that's fighting for the common man, and they feel like they rather shut the place down and let the oligarchs continue to make billions of dollars because they have their hands in everything. And so, of course, the media is painting, a certain picture, that the gangs are just bad, which they are, because what they're doing doesn't make sense to me. But they feel like they are fighting the system. They would go and take over the car dealerships and get rid of oligarchs and take the cars. And that's what they feel they are doing. But it's a bad mentality when you would destroy the hospitals that your own people are going to need to go in, destroy schools, etc. It doesn't make sense. A lot of the kidnapping that happened before, when I started to go to Haiti, the kidnapping that was happening at the time, it was uncovered right when I started going there, that it was actually the oligarchs, it was the white oligarchs who were responsible for the kidnappings. Everyone thought it was Haitian gangsters, etc., the black people, the poor people who were doing these kidnappings, but they found out that it was not. They found that they would kidnap these rich people, and if you are a rich businessman or a businessman in Haiti, you would be kidnapped. You is like being a motorcycle rider. You will fall down on a motorcycle at some point. To do business, you will be kidnapped. And so all the business people you talk to in Haiti, they will tell you some experience with being kidnapped. But they found out that it was the white oligarchs doing it. They would kidnap you, take you to a home in Passionville. They had a big mansion in Passionville where they kept persons. And if your family came up with the money, you were safe. They would let you go. And you may get kidnapped again, but they would let you go. And but if they didn't, they would kill you and bury you right in that yard, in the house, or in the basement. They found a basement full of dead bodies. But these people were the white oligarchs, and they knew who the other rich white people were, and they know who the businessmen were, because they were their associates, and they would kidnap them, and they would have the black people doing their dirty work, and they had police working with them. And it wasn't until they saw the daughter and another, I think the daughter and the nephew of a very wealthy person, the police pulled them over, and they got in the police car. And so another police officer said, wow, why did they take the daughter of so-and-so? And that was strange. And when the police saw that, hold on, this daughter is missing, he said, no, I saw a police officer take. And that's how they started to uncover, because he saw the police car, he knew the police, and the police started to talk. And they realized that it was these same white oligarchs who were responsible for the kidnapping. They were kidnapping their own family and friends, killing some of them. And that's how, they were getting, millions and billions of dollars in ransom. But they were the problem. Now, the black people are doing it. I'm not saying that no black people did at the time, but the big ring that they uncovered when I started going there after the earthquake, they found that it was the white oligarchs behind it. And these are people who make billions of dollars, and they really don't contribute to their own economy. They don't do anything for their own economy. All right. And so that has been a lot of the problem. But now, I showed you what I showed you just now, because it seems like the plan, you see, these big countries, America, Canada, etc., France, etc., they can say, hey, listen, these Asians want to leave, let them go next door to Turks and Caicos, let them go next door to the Bahamas. And that's black people. All of us are the same. There's no difference. Let them go to the Bahamas, fly to the Bahamas, and give the Bahamas some money, and then that's cool. But they don't understand the real underlying problems that we're having. They're flooding the Bahamas, but they're building shanty towns. They're not integrating. They're doing their own thing. And again, there are some good ones who are here for a very long time, who've done very well. But we're worried about the destructive ones. And we're now starting to see that they're getting bold. I went into the Haitian village, and what did you see? You saw a young Haitian woman of Haitian descent say, listen, we can defend our rights. They are on our crown land that we own, the Bahamian people own, and boldly saying they're going to stand up for their rights. But you don't hear one of the political trolls speaking out against the words and that attitude. But there's a problem. You bring the military for Bahamians who are on our own crown land. You victimize Bahamians who are on our own crown land. And then you had an activist speak out against the corruption going on with immigration in Abaco and the lack of action, in her opinion, going on in Abaco. And of course, she's arrested. What is going on in our country? Bahamas, there are only 200 and something countries in the world for over 7 billion people. we got our one country. And this the only one we got. And this the only one we getting. You know what a country for us? If you go to Canada, you are still a foreigner. If you go to America, you are still a foreigner. You are second class. Only one country we got. Only one. Only one country we want to be in. Only one. The question is, what are you going to do? Are you going to let Brave Davis and Chester Cooper sell this nation out for a bowl of porridge? For a couple dollars? Or are you ready to stand up and defend this one country that we have? You see, Brave went to this conference and didn't tell us what they really talked about. He tried to make it seem like, oh, they were trying to get him to do something, but he didn't do nothing. I don't agree. This and other news articles shows us that an agreement was made and he stood with them. And we can see what's happening in the Bahamas. No action on immigration. And then they're going to come and stand up at a press conference in the Bahamas and let listen, diplomats don't get involved with certain things. What that Haitian charge d'affaires did by saying that there's 150,000 Haitians in this country, they are trying to intimidate you to make you feel you're outnumbered already, so you better shut your mouth. Because that's what's happening in Turks and Caicos right now. People in Turks and Caicos are scared to talk because they're outnumbered. They're trying to intimidate you. It is a lie that there's 150,000. Where he get that number from? No one ever asked me. No one ever asked me if I'm Haitian. Where they get the number from? What census they did to come up with that number? Where did the number come from, and why did our government officials never tell us that number if that was true? If there's 150,000 Bahamians living here, Haitians living here legally, that's all of us. I mean, only 50,000 Bahamians? That's not true. That makes no sense. It doesn't add up. I talk about adults. It doesn't add up. Now, if he's talking about adults and children, it still doesn't add up. They are trying to make you feel that they have the numbers, so you all sit down and shut up and look at the bold statements he made. Because I am insulted as a Bahamian that he would be allowed to come on that stage and tell us what to do as a country. Diplomats don't do that. If you ask the American embassy to get involved with immigration matters, they will tell you they don't deal with that kind of stuff. You go to the diplomatic channels. Don't come there and tell us what to do. I want you to hear what this man had to say. Because it sounds like it's time to visit that Haitian embassy because they are getting too bold. It's time to visit them. How could the office of the Prime Minister have this man come on our stage and tell us what we need to do? I want you to hear it with your own eyes in case you didn't.
18 Haitian nationals dying at sea in what has been described as a failed human smuggling attempt. A Haitian official is presenting a plan which he feels both Haitian and Bahamian leaders should consider as an effort to crack down on events of this nature. Jose Etienne is on the story tonight.
Haiti's Chargé d'Affaires to the Bahamas, Anthony Brutus, making the claim today that nearly a third of the people living in the Bahamas are Haitian nationals. We have 150,000 Haitians here in Nassau, Bahamas, and I would go further to say that majority of that number are illegal persons who have been living here for 20 to 25 years. It is against this backdrop that he's suggesting that both Haitian and Bahamian governments work to forge better collaboration to create better access for legal migration and in turn reduce the heavy flow of illegal migration and human smuggling.
This is opportunity to put the both governments together, to sit together and see how that thing can never happen.
Brutus says while Haitian officials can encourage its nationals to try
We need real leadership in this country. That man is saying we need to start letting the Haitians migrate legally. Just let them come. That man is just saying, listen, open your borders and let them come so we don't have tragedies like this again. He is blaming the tragedy of those persons dying in the boat, those criminals who were on that boat, breaking the law. He is blaming that on us having laws to protect our borders. Let me help that wicked, evil, charged affairs gentleman with something. Haiti has immigration laws that if you break, you go to jail. They don't just deport you, you go to jail. They have strict immigration laws. Let me say that again. Haiti has strict immigration laws. Can you believe that? But this man is saying that we must just let Haitians in legally. And all of those reporters just stood there and our government allowed him to say that from the office of the Prime Minister's press conference. Do you know what kind of influence that is and mindset that is? What kind of nonsense is this? Farmers, I think it's time to stand up. I think that charge affair just declared war. I know what he said was not diplomatic. I'm going to let you hear the rest of what he said now. But I think he just declared war. That is an international incident for charged affairs to tell the government of the Bahamas, just open your borders and let my people in. I can play it again for you because that might have gone over some of your head. That man has to have lost his mind.
Haiti's chargé d'affaires to the Bahamas, Anthony Brutus, making the claim today that nearly a third of the people living in the Bahamas are Haitian nationals. We have 150,000 Haitians here in Nassau, Bahamas, and I would go further to say that majority of that number are illegal persons who have been living here for 20 to 25 years. It is against this backdrop that he's suggesting that both Haitian and Bahamian governments work to forge better collaboration to create better access for legal migration and in turn reduce the heavy flow of illegal migration and human smuggling.
This is opportunity to put the both governments together, to sit together and see how that thing can never happen.
Brutus says while
So, for example, what Brutus is saying, and Brutus needs to leave our country immediately. But what Brutus is saying is, for example, if you have a drug problem, too many people on cocaine, on crack, what you should just do is make it legal. So you don't have to arrest all these people for cocaine and crack. That's what he is saying. Oh, rape is a problem? Man, listen, just make rape legal. Just make women have to have sex with men. Trespassing is a problem? Make it legal. Make people able to just walk in anyone's house at any time and do whatever they want. That's what Brutus is saying. We have immigration laws for a reason. This is our one country. that you all want to destroy. Because Haiti's scam is that they send their people out and encourage them and help them to go out so that they could send money back, because they make most of their money. They make billions of dollars in remittances. Their #1 industry is remittances. That's Haitians who send money back to Haiti, free money. That's their #1 industry. Hear the rest of what this undiplomatic person had to say.
Haitian officials can encourage its nationals to travel legally. He contends that government must also improve the process to make this possible. I believe the only way we can discourage Haitian nationals from migrating here illegally is by granting visas to persons in that wider community, similar to the way America and Canada do, and to also permit for Haitians to go to the embassy and get their visas. While the Haitian diplomat is calling for greater measures to mitigate these tragic incidents.
Let me help you understand what he just said. We should allow Haitians to go to the embassy and get their visas. Haitians already do that. So that's not really what he is saying. You have to read between the lines. Haitians do get visas. Planes come to Haiti from the Bahamas every day, and they get visas to come and go. So obviously he knows that. What he is trying to say is anything he can say to tell you, listen, just open up your borders. Just let these people in so that Haiti can make money by sucking off of our economy, taking jobs from Bahamian children and Bahamian men and women, taking jobs from Bahamian men so they can't feed their children, so they have to go out there and rob and kill, so that when you go to the hospital is full and you have to be there all day. The schools are full. Your child can't get into school. This man is out of order. He is out of order. There's an agenda to take over our country. And if y'all don't wake up now, y'all gonna be in trouble. It's time to wake up, Bahamas. Wake up and see what is happening.
Prime Minister's Press Secretary Clint Watson is urging all migrants to follow the law.
We discourage any other method to enter the Bahamas other than the regular one.
Because they just encourage the Asian nationals to come in. Y'all come. Just do it. Come the legal way, come the right way. They're encouraging them to come. What he needs to be saying right now is don't come. Be full. There's no room in the inn. We cannot stomach it right now. There are Bahamians living in cars. There are Bahamians living in their vehicles. We have to cut social services to Bahamians because we can't afford it. That's what he should be saying to them. We are full. You all just got $13.5 billion. We got $11.8 billion in debt. They added another billion on that this year. So might as well say $12.8 billion in debt that we got to cover. We in trouble here. And if you all jump on this lifeboat, 2 of us are going to die. Bahamas, your government has decided to sell you out for a bowl of porridge. And they are selling Bahamian passports. You see the news article, they are selling national insurance cards. They are selling driver's license. We need to immediately have a moratorium on Bahamian citizenships. We need to immediately have a moratorium on Bahamian citizenships because of the endemic corruption that is taking place. Bahamians, if y'all don't listen to me now, by next election, you will not have a Bahamas. You will actually be outnumbered. We have to stand up. We're going to get to planning and we're going to make a clarion call. It's time for you to educate yourself on what's going on. This government ain't serious. I showed you, and there's several other videos that we could show you that literally show that they have sold us out to the highest bidder. That they have already gone and sat down and made deals behind our back, but they ain't telling us for political reasons. But you can see from their actions. There's another video by the Globe News, where they talk about what went down there, what was signed, what was agreed to. It's not an article by Al Jazeera. Another story. Go on YouTube, go look it up. And they show what really went down. We're about to lose this country, man. These people are already being bold, being aggressive. And they're going to say, oh, Lincoln doesn't like Haitians, man. I love all people, man. And I just want to make this clear. I love all people. And ain't no politician in this country when that earthquake happened, the same one I'm talking about, did what I did. None. No, not one. I put my money where my mouth is. We got a plane, we filled it with supplies, and we flew over, even though our government said they wasn't going over to help. We helped those people. So don't say I don't like Haitians. Take that out your mind and stop spreading that. I love all people. But if Bahamians doing what some of these people doing, I will speak out against it. I flew down there. I put my money where my mouth is. But like Bill Clinton said, no matter what you do, it's never enough. And not only did I start taking planes, but I went down there and I spent time and I lived down there. I worked, I put in the effort, I helped, and I invested. I put my money where my mouth is. And what I experienced there, they call the gang leader who's on that news article, Barbecue. That's his name, Barbecue. Yes, like grill, barbecue. Can you imagine why they call him Barbecue? Because he would barbecue you. He lights his enemies afire and eats them. If there's an emergency, we need to close our borders because we can't handle it. Brave Davis did the unthinkable. And they need to answer. They need to answer. And we need the truth. These politicians are good at lying. So don't watch what they say. Watch what they do. Watch how he went there. Made it seem like that was about climate change. And they was talking about immigration. And watch how they stopped doing repatriation, sending nations back. They sent word out to the immigration officers, don't touch them. Okay. They said they did some stuff the other day where they went into Bonefish Pond area. They never went to the Bonefish Pond area and locked up nobody. They was on the main road of Cowpen Road and they was flagging cars down and asking people for their ID. If you didn't have it, then they would hold you, right? They said they got 15 people. Did you see them have a plane with 15 people going back? No way. Because they didn't. Notice how when they came, all the media and everything there. Why they didn't take the media when they was going into the shanty towns? Huh? Fred Mitchell did. They showed you that media was right there. Why they didn't show you that? Oh, we got 15 people, irregular immigrants. And why are you calling these people irregular immigrants? These are criminals who are breaking our laws. You can take your comments in a minute. And calls. I want some calls today. And so in order for me to get these calls, I'm going to have to come off of, no, I can get them, but I can only take WhatsApp calls, I think. Yeah, I may only be able to take WhatsApp calls. We'll try that, right? No, I'm going to have to make the calls work. I want you to call. We need to have a serious conversation, Bahamas, because you're about to lose your country. Your children ain't got nothing. We start taking calls in a minute. I'll put the number up there. This has me extremely disturbed. And what disturbs me is that I know that Bahamians are soft, we're passive, we don't fight, we don't stand up. And that's why you see stuff happening like with Ezra Johnson's brother, Ken Johnson. He allowed a couple, he got a 1 acre. I showed you documentation evidence to show you what he got. He got about 1 acre. Actually, it's a little less than an acre of ground land. And he allowed some Haitians to be on it. But then they took 5 acres. They built out 5 acres and built a flea market. And he was trying to get them off. He couldn't get them off. No one would help him. We've been fighting trying to get them off. His brother was the Minister of Immigration. He couldn't get them off. So they come and they take. We got some in Grand Bahama right now on some Bahamians' land. On some Bahamians' land. They didn't build business there. They didn't build homes. They didn't do all this stuff right in Grand Bahama. On Bahamians' land. And they're having problems getting them off. They farming. If you want see more videos, I can show you. But I want to open up for calls. So that means if you're on TikTok right now, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You got to go to my Twitter or go to my Facebook page so you could watch this, because the device I'm talking is on. I want to hear from the Bahamian people, and I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to go over there. So I'm gonna end this on TikTok, and so I could take calls on this device. But go right to my Facebook page. There's a lot of you here on TikTok. I see over 1,000 likes. But listen, go to Facebook and let's have a conversation. Let's let the government hear that we are serious about this. Let's let them hear us. And so I'm going to end this on TikTok right now. Thank all of you for tuning in on TikTok, and I'll see you when we go live again next time. So if you're on TikTok, go over to my Facebook page if you're on Facebook, or go to YouTube. You can go to Coalition of Independence on YouTube. Or you can go to Lincoln Bain on Twitter, and you can do it from there. And Twitter, TikTok, you're all just starting to tune in here. But let's go over there. Thank you for tuning in on TikTok. So we'll continue on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And let me put the number on here for you to call. I want you to be a part of this, because this is for all Bahamians. Maybe you're like what's happening, and maybe this should just continue. And maybe we're making too much of this, and maybe we should just let them in. Maybe that's the case. And if that's the case, just tell me. I want the Haitian people to call. I want Haitian people who disagree with what I'm saying. Call in. Let me know what you have to say. All right? Let me know what you have to say. Let me know what you have to say. I have no problem with that. If you disagree with what I'm saying and you feel that they should just let all Haitians in, just open the floodgates and let 10 million people just come and take over the Bahamas right now, then say that. All right? Say that. If you're a Bahamian, say what you have to say. The government watches this, as you can see. They are watching right now. Call in and let us know. So that's the call-in number, 803-5995, 803-5995. You can call us on the regular line, or you can call us on WhatsApp. I can only take one call at a time, so you can see me on the phone. I mean, I can't answer you. So call us now. Call us now. and 8035995. Call us on that number, 8035995. Call us on that number and let us know what you're thinking, man. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know how you're feeling. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, listen, maybe we should just, open the floodgates. All right, calls are coming in. Good afternoon and welcome.
Yeah, I'm wrong. No, sorry. Let me turn on the gates.
Yeah.
Volume here.
Go ahead. The phone line's going crazy, but I'm already on the phone with someone. Go ahead.
You on the program on Facebook?
Yeah, go ahead. We're on.
Okay. All right. I am of Haitian descent. My parents, they migrated from Haiti here back in that was, I think, late 60s.
Awesome. That's before I born.
Pardon me?
I said that's before I born.
Right. So myself and all my siblings, we were born here. We as Black people are diaspora and the slavery that our ancestors went through.
Yes.
And the destruction of the Caribbean islands and also in particular Haiti and the Haitians that we're dealing with, the topic. We know that the United States and France are largely to blame for what has happened to Haiti because of their collusion and what they forced upon the Haitian people, not only in making them pay France all of those billions that they were forced to pay, but also the United States in their support of corrupt leaders that they allowed to reign, such as Papa Doc, and take advantage of the country. They're the ones that colluded and caused all the political turmoil in Haiti, and also the leaders there who probably were not in the circle of things are ways. Now, with that being said, I don't agree with what is going on. I mean, looking at it from a right and wrong perspective, I don't think it's absolutely right at all for anybody from any foreign land to go into another land and occupy what belongs to the citizens of that country. I don't think it's right at all.
Wow.
And I think it needs to be corrected, but it's looked like the situation is far gone. But putting right and wrong perspective in place, I don't know how much that's going to work because of all these treaties the Bahamas have signed on with and concerning human rights and this and that. You would want to say, okay, the Bahamas government have all power and all authority, and that these persons are on land illegally, so you have the power to fix a situation for them and move them off that, because they're not supposed to be there in the first place. They didn't apply for it. They didn't pay for it. They just came and took it, which I think is wrong. So whatever needs to be done to try and correct the situation or prevent future things from happening, it just needs to happen.
I want to say to you that I respect you highly. Like I said, when I was young and growing up in Angleston, I grew up around a lot of Haitians. The Willie family, was around. They're some of the most beautiful people you'll ever see. I grew up around Haitians, and I know a lot of Haitians who don't agree with what's happening. All of the well-thinking ones, they are like, no, you can't just expect to just come, take over someone else's land, take it and do whatever you want to do. But there are some who benefit from it, like Louis Georges, etc., who want the unlawful stuff to continue. But a lot of Haitians, even Haitians, have reached out to us from in America, and they're saying that they don't agree with the Bahamas being flooded and corrupted. And so a lot of people feel that. But there's one thing I want to add to what you're saying is that yes, those outside forces, America, etc., they interfere. France, they've interfered with a lot of Haiti, but the Haitian people have allowed it. I've lived there. I don't know if you've spent a lot of time in Haiti, but I have. All right, and I have seen with my own eyes that the Haitian people entertain it because of corruption, and it's kind of like the corruption They just vote for FNM or PLP just to get $150 the t-shirt or to get one contract, etc. Every time the government gets stable, you know, they come around and pay some people some money, couple dollars, because you pay them $10, they loving themselves over that. And they'll bring out crowds to just start the protest, and they would have renter crowds. I saw this with my own eyes, just to destabilize the place. It is the Haitian people who accept that, who are allowing their country to be destroyed. All right? If they don't agree and allow this stuff, they can't come in. When the UN came in and they were causing Haitians to get cholera, etc., the Haitians stood up and they said, listen, y'all get out of here. And they ran them. You understand? When they were trying to bring, I think they were bringing some vaccine, and they thought the vaccine had cholera or whatever, because these UN forces had the cholera that they brought there, but they thought it was going to be in these vaccines. They chased them out of town. They didn't have to listen to them. But it is the corrupt mindset that allows them to let their country be taken over. And so they are to blame. And Bill Clinton said it. Some of it is self-inflicted. You know, just like some of our problems in the Bahamas is self-inflicted, because we just keep letting the PLP and FNM swing us. This is how they swing the Haitians every election. And so I just want to say I respect your thoughts, and we have a solution for this. I've gone live in the Haitian village and told them what the solution is, and all of them agree. And it's a strong stance, but they agree that this is fair. All right, these are persons living in a Haitian village who said that this is fair, what I am proposing. Bahamians believe it's fair, and we believe it's fair. But the corrupt politicians don't want this, because then their gravy train is going to be gone. But thank you for your call, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but just one more thing.
Go ahead.
What you said, right? I think you're the man with the message as you break down what you said concerning the Haitian people entertaining and allowing the corruption to happen, right? As the leader of a legitimate, I'll call it opposition party, or political party, you have the platform whereby, I don't know if I'm going to say the term correctly, whereby you can galvanize some sort of movement of, or a meeting with
the leaders of Haiti to address it, yes.
Right, and make that explanation clear to them, and you know, let them know that the blame is to be cast on them as well. Because we here in the Bahamas, we see it for what it is, and understand it, and understand that this cannot continue any longer. Because if you look at it, future generations of Bahamians won't have anything, because
yeah,
like I am of Haitian descent, and I am looking at it from that perspective of the influx and the occupation, not only of Haitians, but you have other nationalities, whereby you have the Chinese that are taking over the financial aspect of the country, business-wise, and then you have other groups that people don't see like that. Then they're capitalizing big time in the country, and the grassroots, real Bahamians look like ain't nothing to be left.
Yeah.
So,
but thank you for your call. I gotta run. The phone ringing off the hook. But thank you for your call. When the clarion call comes, make sure you're there with that same energy to make sure that your people are not risking their lives to come into our borders and to come here and to take our land. All right. Appreciate it, man. God bless you. All right. Next call. We got several coming in the same time, so it's like the lottery. Let me see who got in. Welcome. How you doing? I think I lost them. Call right back. Oh, well. What's up? This is the regular line. Good day and welcome.
Man, to the gentleman ahead of me. Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, we lost that one. I think he couldn't hear us for some reason. Next caller. This is ringing off the hook just now. Remember, I can only take one at a time. So now that you see us available, and Facebook has a little delay. All right, so let me answer this one. All right, welcome. Oh, Mom, you keep calling and I keep losing. You keep hanging up. All right, let me just, this is WhatsApp, so I could just call. Welcome, how you doing?
Hello?
Hello. You're live.
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
I the gentleman that called.
Yes.
I was saying the gentleman who was ahead of me, he had all my points.
He had all your points.
Yeah, because listen, if you do a pie chart with this 150,000, they say that represents a third of our population, right? Yeah, he did. And if that's 150 is a third, and then you have another third with Jamaicans, Chinese, Filipinos, Indians, and what have you, then what that leave with the human?
Wow.
You understand? So what
Nothing.
the third of the pie also?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I would like to know from the ambassador is that 150,000, the 150,000 includes Bahamians, Haitian Bahamians, what they call Haitian Bahamians, people who have our passport. Does that 150 include them? Because they should not be included, because if they have the passport, they are now Bahamians. So does this 150 include them, or does it exclude them? If that excludes them, then you're talking about another, 50,000, 60,000 people, which would carry to 210,000 people. So the ambassador needs to answer that question. Does 150 include people who we refer to, or they refer to as Haitian Bahamians? You understand? Because they have a passport, they have a passport, and they're Bahamian.
We probably need to go down there and find out. We probably need to pay him a visit. Because we're not going to be tolerating this nonsense by these people coming into our land and taking over. We know that it is a scam of Haiti to encourage their people to leave so that money can be sent back for them to make money in their country. And this is what it's all about. They encourage them. And so they're talking about paying for the funerals of those persons who died in the boat incident. But no, they need to start paying all of our expenses. They need to start paying our repatriation expenses. Did you know that they give about $200 to every single Haitian that they repatriate back home? They send them with money.
But then our government, hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Our government is talking about stopping them from going out. We want to go out. What do you mean you want to stop them from going?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Don't stop them from going. If they want to go, let them go.
Yeah.
We're trying to get this number down, because.
But shouldn't he have said we could stop them from coming? He's saying we could stop them from going. Y'all gotta listen carefully to what this Haitian brave is saying, you know.
That is totally correct.
And I'm gonna call him that and for the rest of his reign, because we are now seeing, after seeing what he did, what he signed on to.
When the ambassador said about this 150,000. The Minister of Labor and Immigration supposed to come up and say, listen, so as of tomorrow, there will be no more work permits granted.
Exactly.
You understand? Because 150,000 people.
Well, I got to take the next call, all right?
If they make them on this, bro, if they make them on this, we lost. I tell you. If they make them on this.
Thank you, man.
Okay.
I got to go.
Okay, have a nice day.
All right. Hello and welcome. You're live.
Yes, thank you, sir. It's really paining me to see what's going on.
Wow.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
It's really paining me to see what's going on. I am a mother of 5. I came in this country when I was 7. Now I'm 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I know back home, even though I left when I was young, you cannot enter into someone's property to do anything. They will take you ahead for it.
Wow, you're from Haiti?
Yes, when I was 7.
Wow.
Now I'm 40.
Okay.
And so I'm here. I'm here now.
Mm-hmm.
And I married a Bahamian, have 5 kids.
Okay.
And I don't like what's going on.
Wow.
Because it's not fair. As the first thing, I have to look out for my children, who is the citizen of the country. That is my first priority.
Yes.
And try to make a living for them here the right way, the godly way.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. God says that you must obey the law of the land, and this is always my thing. And what hurts to see that is the Christian, most of the Christian nations, obeying the law, they ignore this commandment, this verse, and do whatever they want. And the hardest thing is they find some really Bahamians who agree with them to get money aside to get things done. And you who have followed the law to do things the proper way, you can't get anything done.
Wow. Wow.
I am a farmer, and I used to farm before Dorian, and I thought I was going to come back to farming the same way. But for some reason, I lost all that farmland, and I can't really say anything right now because where I'm living, the area is a shanty town, and I know where I come from. My people have to be careful of what I'm saying. But I need help because it's not fair. My kid, my son watching me is trying to see how his father getting rid of everything.
Wow.
And he's not going to get anything by the time he's on 18.
Yeah.
He is only a child, he's only 11, and he will ask me how he could go around to the law so his father could stop selling everything so he might have something when he gets older.
Wow.
If I try to let him talking like that, can you imagine what's going on to that child's head?
My Lord.
This is not a joke. This is painful. And he's watched me crying and praying daily for simple things I can get because I don't want to go to the crown land, plant my stuff like everybody else do. I want to follow the process to get it.
Yes.
And it's hard.
Yes. Yes.
It's painful. And my kids, they're watching it, and how they're going to go to be a citizen that loves their country.
Wow.
These are the kind of children when they go to college and they don't come back.
Wow. So to be clear, you are a person of Haitian descent, and you don't like how our government is just corrupt and allowing people to just come and take over our land and take over our country.
Absolutely not. If I agree with that, like it's all here, that I'm against my children too.
Wow. Wow. I'm glad to hear from you. I respect that you had the courage to call, because we've been telling people that there are a lot of Haitians who've been reaching out to us. I've never spoken to you, but a lot of Haitians have reached out to us, and they said that they don't agree with what our government is doing. And they know that the government is using Haitians to sell them passports for votes and to sell them work permit for votes. You know, they know that they're not fools. They understand what's going on. But they understand that. Yes, slackness. And it is the same corruption that destroyed Haiti. Yes, it is the same corruption that destroyed Haiti, and we don't need that here. But thank you for your call, and stay tuned and listen up. We're going to be dealing with this some more.
Exactly.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. Next caller, that is two persons of Haitian descent who have called in and who have said they don't agree with what our government is doing. Good day and welcome. This caller right here keeps calling in and hanging up. I'm going to call them back myself. Oh, this is Jillian Bartlett. I can see the name. How are you doing, Miss Bartlett? All right, turn down your Facebook. Turn down your Facebook. Turn on your Facebook and listen to me.
Yeah, I'm not on Facebook. They just banned me from Facebook today.
Oh, Lord.
I got banned from Facebook, so I'm no longer on Facebook. So
have my deepest sympathy. Download the Tingum app. Just go to the App Store and download. It's not in the Apple. It's on.
Yeah, but I'm good.
Download the Tingum app. Go ahead.
Yeah, don't worry. I have the Tingum app. I got all the apps.
Good.
They can't stop me.
Before you start, I just wanted you to see, because I know you've been advocating. I just wanted you to know this. We have two callers so far, and there's a lot trying to call in. We're going to get to them. But I want you to see that that's two Haitians that called in. All right? One Haitian descent and one Haitian that called in, and they said they don't agree with what our government is doing. They don't feel that the floodgates should just be open and let people just come in illegally, you know, and take over our land and do what they're doing. How do you feel about that?
Well, of course, you know, I don't agree with what the government is doing. But what I particularly don't agree on right now for today is the fact that the ambassador is giving misinformation to the public.
Yeah.
That needs to be addressed, because that is incorrect. They're very deceitful.
Yes.
And you cannot give false information like that without making an apology to the Bahamian people. All right? The problem we have as an organization is the trafficking that was just discovered. And for whatever reason, the boat was turned over. And, you know, there are too much incidents that are happening that causing us a security risk that is causing the Bahamians to be thoroughly concerned about our borders. All right?
Wow.
There's too much mix-up.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, we are concerned about the many things, but particularly this trafficking, that's an illegal event.
Yes.
That's not no small event. That's an illegal
It's against
event.
our law, and there's charges up to 2 years in prison. So this is a serious offense.
Exactly. Not only that, the money that they're getting range between 164,000 to almost $500,000.
Wow.
Now, that's a big concern. How are they getting all this money? Okay? And they want to dance around this topic. This is a felony. It's an offense. It's a kick in our teeth as Bahamians.
It is.
Why everybody crying poor mouth? What about us, the Bahamians? You know, we have Bahamians hanging themselves in trees this week. Couple of years, a woman jumped off the bridge. We are also suffering as Bahamians.
Wow.
Now we need that ambassador to apologize for his misconception.
He's out of order.
And we need all the Bahamians to stand up now because we had enough of this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Terribly out of order. And then we have a media who don't even ask questions.
That's true. No one asked them, where did you get that figure from? That's the first question I would have asked.
Exactly.
Mr. Ambassador.
We're doing our bidding. We see this.
Where did you get that figure from? Wow. That's the first question I would have asked. All right.
I'm speaking to the Bahamian people. We got to stand up in our country because we see we have a government. Look like they won't take any money from anybody to do anything and then tell us about it last.
Yeah. Well, I'm speaking to the Bahamian people and the Haitian people who are here legally and who love the Bahamas. Listen, we got to stand up for this. We don't want what you came from and what you ran from to come here. Because then where are you going to go?
Exactly. And I totally agree.
I don't know many Bahamians who could afford $8,000 to pay for a speedboat to go to Florida. I don't know many.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we're tired of it now. It has to be corrected.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for your call.
All righty.
All right. All right. Next caller. I see it been going off the hook. We'll get you back in there. Next caller. You can call in now. I know there's a little delay. But ladies and gentlemen, we got to protect this country. If you are a foreigner who's living here legally and you love this country, you got to protect this country from Brave Davis and these criminals. Good day and welcome.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Dad?
I am awesome. How you doing?
I'm great. I ain't calling if I finally got you. I'm calling to say I believe the Bahamas need a national ID. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
When I said national ID. A lot of these Haitians here documented, right?
Yeah.
We need our ID to be free. We need a driver's license, so forth and so on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to make sure that everyone has a national ID, where you need your birth certificate or some government, you understand, to be able to have a national ID. So once you can. Hello?
Yes, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yes. Yes. Once we can show your national, obviously you're illegal.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
We need to find a way to curb this problem. Right now, with all this work permit is out of hand.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of work permits. For what reason? Then what's the reason for BTBI?
Yeah.
My son ain't going to BTBI because where he going to work after that?
Yeah.
You understand?
All right.
What we need to do, we need to come together, set a date, and we need to stand up.
Yes, and we're going to do that.
It was bought.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
You're live.
Hey, Lincoln, this is Crystal.
Hi, Crystal. You're live.
Thank you. Lincoln, what bothers me is the fact that when we look at how deep this corruption is going and we try to understand what is the driving force, what is encouraging Haitian nationals to continue to come here to Abaco or to continue to come here to the Bahamas. I was sitting down and I ended up in a group or in a conversation. And when you understand that your high-ranking officials and immigration officers have been selling documentation for $5,000 a head, so they get here, they're able to work, they're able to save whatever money that they need. Because when we look around Abaco, the majority of persons that are working are Haitian illegals, and somebody is perpetuating it. The perpetuation is coming from so far up high on scale. It's like, what are you saying to the Bahamian people? When this is gone, where are you going to go?
Yeah.
What value will this money that you collected?
Wow.
Like, where are you going to go and spend this money after your country has no more value?
Wow. Wow. Yep. And it is pure corruption. So it's corruption from the level of the Haitian people making the money that are paying off government officials. Now it's the bigger countries that want to see, by them sending some of the money to us, it spreads it out. It spreads and it makes that some of the illegal immigrants are going to go to the Bahamas or these other countries. And so it doesn't have to come to them. So they're going to send you some of the money that you might need to handle it, to make sure that it doesn't come to their shores. So they're paying you off. So it's corruption on every single level. All right? Because they know, okay, maybe 100,000 of them might try to, because they just had, what was it, 30,000 of them that was on the border in Texas. So okay, 100,000 of them might go to the Bahamas. Well, that stopped them from coming to us. We don't have to deal with it. Send the Bahamas a couple of dollars, let them deal with that problem. That's the strategy. And Brave just fell for it.
The sad part about it is that they're supposed to be having a meeting in Hope Town on Tuesday, which is actually tomorrow. The meeting's going to be at 6:30, and this meeting is to address the exact same thing, the illegals, and like Abaco has a widespread problem. Like, you're not going to single out communities. I guess you're going to single out states that you can't be certain places, or however. But I'm disappointed. I'm disgusted. I'm when I look at my government, I'm going to hold my head in shame for a while.
Wow.
Because you're trying to understand, like, the rock that I'm fighting for, my kids won't be able to inherit it and walk around freely. And when don't get me wrong, even when they come and they build, the structures that they're building are illegal. So what I can't understand is there was no town planning. You got no plan to have this thing done. You had no approval. So what is the government's hold up on coming and eradicating all of these newly built buildings that they're talking about? But yet you want to put the Bahamians to the rope. We send the police out to police the Bahamians.
Yeah.
But we allow foreigners to walk about and destroy.
It's simply corruption. I want to thank you for your call. The phone going off the hooks. We got to take some more. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the national hero in Abaco. That is Crystal. She was just locked up this weekend for speaking out against the corruption that is going on with immigration in Abaco. And so I'm always glad to hear from her. Welcome. You're live.
Hi, good day.
Good day.
Hi, yes, I'm calling. I like to speak. I'm a young Bahamian mother, and I like to speak on this.
Go ahead.
Yeah. We have to come together as Bahamians, first of all. We have to start looking within ourselves. We have to say, hey, we are all Black brothers and sisters. Yes, we are. But then we have to draw the line where we protect our country and we protect the future of our babies. All right, my kids, I can't just go on a land right now and just grab up the land.
Yeah.
I have to go through all types of paperwork, which laws should be in place for our Haitian brothers and sisters to do the same thing. You know?
Yep.
Yes, we understand maybe into turmoil and everything. All of us as Black people, but this is when all of us must go in within ourselves first. We must go within ourselves, and that's my point. We must go within ourselves first to find the answers to this problem.
Thank you so much.
So that everybody could live in this land.
Yes. Thank you so much. We appreciate your call. All right. Let's go to the next. Let's go to the next caller. You can call in now. It's available now. So be the first one to call in. You got to call. You got to be quick. You got to be quick. And you can take one at a time. So just a chance to call in now. So ladies and gentlemen, again, once I finish taking calls, I'm going to give you the solution that I gave previously. And so if you want to hang around for that, I'm going to let you know what the solution is to fix this problem. This problem is an easy fix. They're making it seem like this is difficult to fix. This problem is so easy to fix. It's mind-blowing. All right? It is very easy to fix. All right? I see some callers, we're calling in, look like they give up. Yes, you can call in now. It's open. All right. I see someone calling in now. Let's see if we can get them in. Okay. You got two calling one time now. Good afternoon and welcome.
Yes. Hi, Lincoln.
Hi, how are you?
Two things.
Yes.
I'm good. Can you give out the Prime Minister's office number? And can you give out Ministry of Immigration office number and the office responsible for work permit? Can you post those three numbers? Because for us who are not in Nassau, we need to start calling and blowing up those phones.
Yes.
To let the Prime
Yes.
We need phone numbers.
Yes.
I know tomorrow's a holiday, but post those phone numbers on your Facebook so we can write them down and start making phone calls.
Yes, definitely. I will do that. Thank you for your call. I appreciate it. All right. Good afternoon. You're live. Good afternoon. You're live.
Hi, good night, Mr. Bain. How are you?
I'm awesome.
Good evening, Mohammed. One thing I wanted to talk about was the ambassador of Haiti. The information that he gave, we can actually say that information was not factual. They did not present any data. They did not present us a census. They did not show us no form of information where this number came from. And the problem I have with our government and any other leadership is that they feel that it's okay to just drop a number in a pond and expect the Haitians to take this number on. And I feel that the ambassador should apologize for giving halfway information to the Bahamian people, because that number and everything he said, that caused a big conversation of confusion. And our leaders did not come and try to rectify that. They always tend to leave the Bahamian people with questions, unanswered questions.
Yes.
And like you say, the media never ever push to ask questions on behalf of the Bahamian people, because they are there to ask the questions that we cannot ask. That is the platform that they have been given, to ask questions on behalf of the Bahamian people. I personally feel like that stage the ambassador was given, I'll use that stage to officially apologize to all the Bahamian people. And it is sad that these different types of entities, different types of issues could be given a national stage, but yet they refuse to give the leader of the coalition that stage to inform and educate people. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you for your call. All right. Calls are going off the hook. Next caller, you can call in now. You got to be quick and you got to be first. All right. So next caller, you can call in. The line is open. We only got one. So that's how we got to deal with it. All right. So you can call in now. So ladies and gentlemen, we cannot let our country, all of us who love this country, all of us who love this, This nonsense about these are our black brothers and sisters. Listen, yes, that is true. But my own brother, you can't destroy your car and then come take mine. You can't destroy what you have and then come take mine. There are boundaries. Yes, you may be my black brother and sister. You may be my neighbor living right next door to me. But you can't just walk into my house and take whatever you want. You can't do that. Welcome. Welcome, you live.
Yeah, I just kind of want to congratulate you on doing a great job, man.
Thank you, man.
And I just don't think that we can afford to wait another 4 years for government to be done with time. I don't think by waiting that long, we'll have a problem left.
Wow. I agree.
I think we need to do something now. We need to get together and do something now.
Yes.
Try and push the government or do something. Because you can't take it every time we turn around, Brave, give it away to Bahamas.
Yep. And every time him and Chester shaking hand with somebody, and that's a part of our country gone, our land gone.
What do you suggest we do? I thought every day I turn around, something happens.
We're gonna have to stand up. We're gonna make a clarion call, and we're just asking Bahamians to come. That's all we're gonna do. We're gonna make a clarion call. We're assembling an army right now, and we're gonna make a clarion call because we can't let Brave and them destroy our country. Brave them rich. They can move to any country and live. Any country. They're rich. So they can spend $500,000 in any country and get residency. You can't do that. And so we can't let them destroy this country. But thank you for your call, man. I'll take the next caller. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hey, Mr. Ben, what are you saying, man?
I am awesome, man. How you doing?
Listen, good show. Mr. Ben, I always try to tell my brothers and sisters, the only way change can come is by numbers.
Yeah.
I reading the comments, I hearing what you're saying, but we got to put you in power. See, people must understand, we can rap all the time on the phone, we can write all the comments we want, but it's numbers. Politicians afraid of numbers. That's why I encourage my brothers and sisters, vote. Whenever you run again, we have to put you in power. We need strong heads, like people like you, who know the law, who one day will fight for the payment. Man, look here, I look at you as my next Finland man. You understand me? I look at you as my next civil rights leader in this country. We need people like you, but I'm trying to encourage my brothers and those who are listening right now. You have to vote indeed for this party. You have to vote for Lincoln Bain. He's seeing the vision. He's seeing what Bahamians can have. No other government doing it. Stop PLP. Let's stop. My grandmother was a PLP. And let's stop listening to these old people. I'm sorry to say, but all they know is what PLP did for them once 30 years ago. The country done changed. The country done move forward. Let's stop this craziness. But my daddy was the F&M, and he's been F&M for 50 years. Stop that craziness. We need to vote now. This is a generation for now. I got 2 girls right now. I'm Lincoln. They don't like the Bahamas. You know what it is? They're in Canada.
Wow.
Because things are so corrupt in this country.
Yeah.
They leave over here and rent to Canada. My daughter was qualified for a job, but they going to put somebody who they think know the job. You understand what I'm saying? I'm pleading to the people. The numbers count. Politicians is afraid of numbers. Lincoln, I put you right now, man, because guess what? You're looking for our land. You're looking for our resources. All these guys doing is just taking money. Why is we starving and hurting?
Yeah.
You understand? I agree with one of them when they say about all these work permits. Every time I drive down by Kill Beach, I see all these bunch of foreigners. And guess what? I see a foreigner just bending steel. We got Bahamians who can bend steel. We got Bahamians who can mix the mortar. We got Bahamians who can down put up a sheetrock. Come on, man. Who's benefiting for all these work permits? We got Bahamians still out of work. After the pandemic, how all these foreigners get in here after the pandemic? We're bellied and full. The grandchildren got food in it. Our children don't have food in their bellies. Prices going up. So you want to go Lincoln. Stop just having your mouth on the phone. Stop just putting in your comments. We have to vote. We have to vote for Lincoln Bain. That's the only one to get us through all of this. He's the only one. Listen, people might not like Donald Trump, but you see, he make every country bow. Lincoln Bay, you make every person bow who are wrongfully treating Bahamians. We are first. We fight for this country. We work hard for this country. Look here. President said it so plainly. If you don't fight for the country, you don't deserve it. So why are we Bahamians just walking about with our head cut off? We deserve this country. God put us here. Lincoln, that's my 2 cents. Bahamians, encourage the vote. Put Lincoln in. Put Lincoln in. That's the only way we're going to survive. Only way we're going to survive.
Wow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, man. God bless you. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. We're gonna make this happen. I can hear the passion in your voice. Good afternoon. You're live.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Well, anyway, I'll tell you something to say, man. This foolishness really got to stop. Because I keep telling people, I keep posting on Facebook, PIP and FNM is the same coin, just different corrupt side. Or two of them work for one another. And right now, the BMS and stick together. And if trust me, I don't want another Burma rise to happen. You got to look at what happen. Just look at the real BMS, the real BMS ain't benefiting. And all I walk in town. Hard on town, no BMS stores on town.
Wow.
And you go to a store market, just foreign, you look on the look at that where I come from a different area. I go to a store market with the BMS stores.
Wow.
I keep thinking this. When I look England, Cuba, England, and period and party, I think they made their mind. We can mess the country up.
Wow.
And because of Brave said because Perry didn't promise to do, he goes to mess the country up. So what we need to do, we need to stick together and so worrying about these paper BMism and what about the real BMism, and we need to shut this country down.
Yeah.
And we need to shut from the bridge to the airport, Bahama, shut the whole country down, because right now, that doesn't make no sense.
Yeah.
Look like BMism ain't benefiting.
Yeah.
I seriously, they ain't benefiting.
All right.
Only look like the legalism, foreigners benefiting.
Thank you for your call, man. I appreciate it. Oops, sorry about that. I touched the button too quickly. Sorry about that. But I agree with you 1000%. Next call you can call in. Let them hear that you are serious about this. Let them hear that we ain't taking this no more. All right? Brave and them are corrupt and they are puppets. And the reason why I put that picture that I put up in the beginning is, and I put that picture up because I wanted you to see that, listen, Brave did not have the meetings with these people to sell out with them before election. That picture with him sitting with that man, that was before election. That was when he went to the States for the first time in a long time to get his instructions. Good afternoon. Welcome you live. Good afternoon.
That guy said the right thing. Please vote for Lincoln Bain and the coalition. They're doing a great job. There are 11,500,000 people in Haiti. And if 11,500,000 people come to the Bahamas, we won't have no Bahamas. Mr. Bain, good job and thank you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And I just want to update all of you. You know, I spent time in Haiti, and I can tell you this. If they say it's 11,500,000 people in Haiti, it's double that. Because they're not going in all them slums and counting for no census to know exactly how much people are there. They don't know how much babies they have. They have no idea. A lot of them just have baby at home. You know, hospital to go in. They don't know exactly what's going on. Some of them in schools. So if they say 11 million, it's really probably about 20 to 22 million of them in Haiti. All right, I can tell you that. All right, I've seen that and experienced that. There's no way they taking proper census in Haiti. That ain't happening. All right, not based on what I see. And many of those persons don't even have documents or documentations since the earthquake. Next call, you can call in. Excuse me, 803-5995. 803-5995. We're going to take this serious. We have to save this country. No help is coming. No help is coming from America. No help is coming from Canada or England or France. We are on our own with this. We are stranded with our backs against the wall as a people fighting for our very existence. And no help is coming. They are paying off our leaders for us to die out. They see us and them as the same. They're trying to do to us what they did to Florida. Okay? When I used to go to Miami, downtown Miami, when I was young and growing up, it used to be white people owning those stores, white people working in those stores, and black people. Now you can't operate in Florida unless you are a Cuban. Now the Cubans are the mayors. Of course, you have a black mayor, two down there. The Cubans are the Latinos are the governors. They're the leaders. They're on the boards. They're the wealthy people. They're the millionaires. They've taken full control of Florida. That is what they're trying to do to us. To them, all of them black people. Let those Haitians go to the Bahamas so we don't have to worry about them coming to America. Get the prime minister. He in debt. Give him a couple $100 million and tell him to be quiet and shut up. Oh, those Bahamians soft. They ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna say nothing. And if someone rise up against them, we'll do something. We'll say some stuff about them, and we'll mash him up. We'll victimize him. Probably throw him in jail or something. That's how they think. But this is a new generation. We're not afraid of anything that you will do to us. We got a country to save. We have one country. This whole country got one real hospital in it for 400,000 people. And counting Rand Memorial. The whole country got one real hospital, and you want to pull us up with illegal immigrants? We ain't got no beds now. Hospital in crisis. Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Van.
How you doing?
Right here, man. I call him from Abaco.
All right, how you doing, man? Abaco.
Yeah, great. Yeah, don't forget, they just passed the bill for filling up the United States. So we can sell the sign or what?
They're still working on it. All of it didn't get passed, but there was some compromise.
Okay. All right, so we gotta still keep an eye on the resources we have here.
We are keeping an eye on it. That is the most important thing. And I am telling you that were we the government right now, we would have already been selling our Aragonite, etc., our resources to America, to China, with the Belt and Road Project, and to other countries that need this stuff. Our government is going around begging when we have everything we need right here. They're going around begging only because the Bahamians are weak and they don't want us to benefit. We got to stand up and fight for this.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Selling the sign as well, or you have to get it from the government to do
You have to get a license from the government. The government has already given a couple licenses to some of their people. They've already started it. I spoke to one in particular who got a license. He showed me the license, and that's the PLP operative. But they don't know what to do with it. I had a conversation with the man, and he didn't know certain things. I had to educate him on what's going on. You know, he said that he got a year license, and he was gonna go and sell to Lowe's and to Home Depot, etc. And I told him they're not gonna give you a contract on a year license. You need a long-term license because they don't operate that way. You know, that's not security for business for them. He's like, oh wow, that's true. And you know, these people don't know what they're doing. They're just getting these deals because they are a crony of the organization, and it's not really to benefit us. But we want to put something in place that benefits all Bahamians. That's what we want to do.
Okay, all right. Another thing with the immigration, and the new bomb as well, man, would they all be able to find these people who giving out all these immigrants, these work permits and all of that stuff?
Yes. As soon as you hang up, I can actually say the plan before I take the next call. I can briefly summarize the plan so you could understand exactly what we plan on doing.
Okay, can you identify a lot of these people?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
we can.
Because I really have a few people who I'm looking at right now. Anyway, I laid that one.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later on that.
All right, sounds good. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I take the next call, I know you're calling in. I can tell you when I'm taking the calls again. Just first, so you give solutions and not just complain. This our entire immigration problem is not an immigration problem. We don't have an immigration problem. We have a corruption problem. That is what we have. And so we're going to end corruption, and we're going to make corruption an actual capital offense. It's going to be a capital offense. You will get life in prison, and we are going to look into the laws on making it an actual death sentence for corruption in this country, for higher level corruption in this country. Definitely, you will never get out of jail. There will be no chance of parole. So if you choose to be corrupt because you want to get a few dollars and hurt our country, you will never see the streets again. We will take good care of you. You will be in a cell for the rest of your life. We are going to be serious with that. The problem is now that there's so much government people involved in corruption as it relates to immigration, that they just do what they want. We have all the laws in place already. All of the laws are in place. You aiding and abetting an illegal immigrant, that is jail. That's up to 2 years in jail. The laws are already in place for that. You giving them housing. Like we had persons being interviewed by Eyewitness News where they said that they had housed one of the victims for a month. Another one called and said the same thing. If you house them for a month, you should be headed to jail. You admitted to committing a crime. That's like a drug dealer got locked up and you said, the drug dealer's living me and he had his drugs in my house, for about a month. No. You go to jail. It's simple as that. You give persons who are undocumented jobs, you go to jail. It's simple as that. We must take this serious because we can easily be outnumbered. That can't happen to America or Canada, but it can happen to us. We have to protect our borders. All right, and we don't have the hospitals, schools, etc. to deal with it. So first and foremost, we're going to make corruption a capital offense from the prime minister down. All right, you will go to jail. In Malaysia, they had corruption trials in Malaysia because the prime minister and those interfered with the sovereign wealth fund, and he's facing life in jail. The prime minister is facing life in jail. But what they had to do was get him out of office. Okay, so that's the first thing. We're going to deal with this seriously and put them in jail. There is going to be investigations. We're going to call for help. We're going to bring in the FBI, just like how we partner with the DEU to deal with stuff with drugs. We're going to bring in the FBI to investigate, help us investigate these crimes as it relates to immigration. And when I say that, I mean these illegal documents that have been going out. We're going to have an audit on every single document, just like the IRS could investigate persons who are paying their taxes and red flag certain tax payers that it looks suspicious, etc. To do an audit because we know that many of them got them illegally. We are going to do an audit of them to make sure that if you are here, you are supposed to be here, that you are here properly, not that you campaign for the FNM or the PLP and they gave you a citizenship. No. There's going to be an actual audit to see how you got here. We don't care how long you be here. And that's going to run. So it might take 3 years for us to get to you, but we're going to check every single document on file. All right, so you don't have to worry about that. That's what we're going to do. Now, this is the solutions that we were talking about. We're going extra long today, but I think this is an important one. We have to do this. We've already put forward some solutions. We went into the Haitian village to let them know our stance. And we're serious about this because we got to protect our country for those of us who are here. Okay? And so we went into the Haitian village. We let them know that shanty towns are going to be a thing of the past. I don't care what has to say. Shanty towns will be a thing of the past. That will be ended forthwith. And we know how to deal with that. Okay? We know how to deal with that. And it's only being upheld now because of corruption. We will make sure that that is done away with. So shanty towns will be ended. We are going to have an audit, and I'll tell you what we can do with shanty towns with. But we are going to have we're going to have an amnesty period where persons will be allowed to come forward. If you are here illegally, you come forward. We will document you. And so if you have a job, etc., It's an amnesty period. And some Bahamians don't like when I say this, but we were a part of the problem. We helped by hiring them to be maids, by hiring them to do our yards, etc. We brought them here illegally, and us allowing them to be here illegally without moving them. Children were born here, and it caused a bigger problem. So we gotta compromise somewhat in this. We're taking a strong stance, but we have to take some kind of compromise. So we're gonna allow them to come in with an amnesty period. And so if you come in and you register, then you are going home if you don't have a job. But you, and I know these are persons who are criminals who broke the law, but our laws and our politicians allow certain things. You're going home, all right? If you come during the amnesty, then you will be accounted for, biometrics taken of you, and you'll go home and you will be allowed to come back the proper way with a job, and the job will have to show that you have a job and you have a place to stay, and it's a house or an apartment, not in a shanty town. We'll have to have assurances of this. The same way when our children going away to college, they got to show that they're in school, they have somewhere to stay, they have the money someone signs for them to show that they're willing to take care of them. When you come back properly, and that's only because we contributed to this somewhat. Even though these are criminals, we got to solve this problem. So go home, get a job, and then you can come back. If you didn't come during the amnesty period, you will be removed from this country and you will never be able to come back here. We will have aggressive, we will be out in full force, in all of our bushes, with drones, with helicopters, whatever we need, and we will find you. But if you come during the amnesty period, as we're building the new Bahamas, you'll be able to come back with jobs, because we need persons to come in and work for us. We're not saying that Haitians should never come here or be here. No, you come here and be here, but you're going to work for us, and you're going to do it properly. How about that? Why have an illegal immigrant as your maid? Just have the person go home, or if they have the job now, you process them. This is your job. This is who you work for. If we catch you working for someone else, you're going to jail, and that person is going to jail. Why? We have to be strict to protect our country. And so these are the plans that we have. Now, in terms of the Haitian village is going to be eradicated. But for those who are living here legally, we are going to build project-type housing, okay? Simply built project-type housing that's going to be built cheaply, but it's going to be well built. It's going to be built the same way, kind of like how Sabas built the Venetian with Duroc walls, etc. It's going to be cheaply built, but they're going to be living decently. They're going to have water, electricity, plumbing, cable, and whatever they need. They're now going to be able to live in the society and not contribute to crime. So now they can have a driver's license legally because they're contributing to society. They can have a bank account, so they don't have to keep money under the mattress, and et cetera, et cetera. Now, if you are here illegally, your children will not be allowed to be citizens of the New Bahamas. If you are here illegally, your children will not be allowed to be citizens of the New Bahamas. That is very simple. Okay? Now, if your children happen to be born here, and they're born here to illegal parents, they have a citizenship already. They have a passport already. No one is going to be able to come here and have children and then vote in our elections like the Haitian man who was not a citizen of this country stood up on the news and said, all Haitians vote for Brave Davis. Well, you will not be allowed to become a citizen and have voters' right in this country. In Qatar and Dubai, these countries that have sovereign wealth fund like we're going to, even if you are there legally on a work permit and you have sex and you have a child, that child will never become a citizen. They can become a resident because they were born there to legal parents, but they will never become a citizen because we are on to the trick. The trick is to overpopulate us and to breed us out. Okay? So in the New Bahamas, if you are here legally and you have a child can become a resident because they are here legally. That child will not be a citizen of this Bahamas and be entitled to our sovereign wealth fund, our checks and our benefits that we get as Bahamian citizens, the way it is in Qatar, Dubai, etc. We are serious with that. And so don't think you're going to come here, have 8 children, and that gives you some entitlement. That gives you nothing but a criminal record. Because if you come here illegally and you show up to the hospital, but you haven't child, you're going to have a criminal record. We have to take this seriously. It's not that we don't have love. We have love. We love you. Come here the right way. It's simple as that. In the New Bahamas, we're going to be benefiting from our natural resources, from our limestone, from our sand, from our carbon credits, etc. And we're going to be building a country. What Dubai did in a short period of time, like a decade, we are going to be able to do. We're going to empower all Bahamians. We're going to need you to help us to build this new country. But you are going to live decently in the New Bahamas. These persons who call themselves human rights activists, like Luby George and these other wicked demons out there, Luby George's citizenship needs to get taken from him. He's a paper Bahamian, and his citizenship needs to get taken from him. They are not human rights activists because they don't care that you are living in the conditions you are living in. They want to make some money from you. All of them. They want to make some money from you. They don't care that you're living without electricity. You can't have a bank account. You can't have water. You can't have plumbing. They don't care. But because we care for your human dignity, we don't want you living like that. And we hope that you can understand this. We're not getting rid of shanty towns because we hate you. We're getting rid of shanty towns because we love you. Someone screenshot this and send this to them because they only hear the negative. And the PLP trolls are going to try to twist my words. But we want you to be here and be able to have a bank account. Many of you got robbed. There were police officers who were robbing Haitians, and the Haitians couldn't make complaints. There are fellas who make a living off of robbing Haitians. And you can't make complaint because you're illegal. Haitian women have been raped. You can't make complaint because you're illegal. No, you're going to be here and live in dignity, but you're going to be here the right way, working for us. Working for Bahamians. Foreigners are going to work for us. Someone say, oh, if Bahamians benefit from their natural resources, who's going to work? The foreigners. That's who's going to work. Who's working for them in Dubai? Who's working for them in Qatar? The foreigners. So that is a nutshell of some of the things we want to put in place. I didn't say everything, and I didn't put it in the full details and perspective, but that is a nutshell of some of the important things that we're going to do to make this change. I hope that makes sense to you. All right, I hope that makes sense to you. I'll open the phone lines one more time. We could probably do another 15 minutes, but I'll open the phone lines one more time, and you can call in if you want to, and then we'll be out of here. While I'm waiting for that, let me read a couple of your comments. I know I neglected your comments on Facebook. We read a couple of your comments here. Bahamians can work as well. Yes, of course, Bahamians can work as well. Of course, you're going to now be working and doing what you love. And you're not working just because you need a job and putting up with abuse from anyone because you need a job. Putting up with abuse from foreigners, et cetera, because you need a job. All right? But that, anyway, don't forget, Ministem had, oh Lord, it went too fast. Don't forget, Ministem had big talks too. I gotta see it to believe it. Don't forget, Ministem had big talks too. Yeah, well, the difference is Minister and them corrupt. They are part of the same system. FNM and PLP keep changing because they know that's how they stay in power. They keep fooling you to think that they are different. They are absolutely the same, working together. They understand that in order to keep the power, they got to keep passing it back and forth to each other. And that's why you don't see no change. You'll see them complain about something when the other one in power. Then when they get in, they just continue it. And we keep falling for this. They know that if they just pass it on, they just work in. So that's they hogging the tennis court, just knocking the ball side to side. As long as they knocking each other, you out of the game. You on the sidelines. But they can't let you get involved in knocking the ball to you. You can't get a piece of that. All right? And so they keep knocking the ball to each other. It's intentional. Don't mind them. You see these little arrests happening now. This is revenge. All right? Ramsey was arrested. He was an FNM, former FNM MP candidate, and he was a strong FNM, and he was touched. And that was not supposed to be how it works. They touched him and locked him up for that BPL scandal. And of course, Minnis was forced by FNMs. Yeah, I was there with Minnis. Minnis was forced by FNMs to spank the PLP back for touching Ramsey. And that's why he did some of those arrests that he did. All right? And so now this is Brave spanking them back and saying, listen, there's only one. So keep your mouth shut and stop. Otherwise, we're going to continue. I'll take another call. You take this call. Good afternoon. You are live.
Hi, Lincoln Bean. Another thing. Our country, we have an opposition party. We're not hearing nothing from them. We see some of their candidates out doing good things in the community, cleaning the beaches, cleaning trash. But what we need to hear from them is we need to hear them speaking on the national issues that are concerning the people of this country. Okay? We need them to enforce a commission of inquiry, even if it's against themselves, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. You know, Brave Davis taking trips, partying, shaking cowbells, without yet to address the concerns of the Bahamian people. He can give way to address the foreigners and their issues in this country, but he has yet to address civil servants. He have yet to address teachers, doctors. He has yet to address the direct concerns of the Bahamian people. But people see him shaking cowbells, dancing, enjoying the festivities, and yet they look at that as good government while the country bleeds and cry out. Okay? I am not hearing nothing from the opposition. We need them to address our concerns. We need them to fight on our behalf. But you know what, Lincoln? They have already been dismissed by the Bahamian people as the opposition. We, the Bahamian people, are not looking to them no more. So what the SNM need to do, what the PLP need to do, is to take a back seat. Because for decades, they have been making decisions without involving the Bahamian people on the direction our country has to go in or needs to go in. And right now, if we don't do nothing to try and fight for this country, there will be nothing left for our children. Nothing.
Yeah. And I will tell you that what the FNM is doing is the same thing that Brave Davis did before election. You remember, he wasn't saying nothing about nothing. He wasn't touching nothing that Minnis said. He was saying, just obey Minnis. Remember? He was saying, listen, just do what Minnis say. All right? And so he was just waiting his turn and not being in opposition. All right? Because he was biding his time. Now Pinta is doing the same thing. All right? You think he coming to speak out against this immigration situation when he is a puppet of Fred Smith and a puppet of Brent Simonet, who made all that benefit from dealing with immigration? You think he could do something? You think he could dare open his mouth? No.
Like, they come out every now and again, Mr. Bean, and they put out these eloquent speeches on a disaster here and there. But yet they never stand up in the House of Assembly and present policies or enforce policies.
Yes.
Okay, you're not hearing their voices. And right now, Lincoln, it's time that we fire them.
Yes.
So Bahamians, I'm asking you all, when that clarion call is made, whether you are on your job or not, they need you more than you need them. Stand up, hit the streets, and demand they step down or demand that they enforce good governance.
I need someone to check for me.
How can criminals enforce good governance?
Yeah. I need someone to check for me when the House of Assembly is going to open again so that we can start making some plans. Because it's time to take action. So I need someone, anyone on here on this live, if you know when the House of Assembly is opening again, please let us know so we can start making some plans. It's time to get serious now. Thank you for your call.
Thank you.
The other persons who were calling, all right, here we go. Answer that. Good afternoon, welcome.
Mr. Lincoln Bed.
How are you?
Dion, I'm great. Dion Stewart.
Hey, Dion Stewart.
We are in a serious crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And by laws, so many bylaws, so many procedures and policies, but there is no enforcement.
Yeah.
At will, one phone call could subvert justice.
Yep.
There's so many things I think that's in the public domain. The opposition, the government is not addressing. For instance, well, the Haitian situation and other illegal situation is one thing, but I want to bring something more closer to home. The incident with Miss Bo in Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Yes.
I mean, how long does it take for justice to be served? Justice delayed is justice denied.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
And then you have the incident with the gentleman who was adopted by the Kellys from Life and Peace.
Yes.
Prime Minister Ingram did an injustice to us.
That was a crime against our entire nation because that money was to be used to help Bahamians. But we are going to track that money down. Some of it came to the Bahamas, but a lot of it was still in America because they stopped sending it because it was blocked. So a lot of money is still left from that to come to the Bahamian people. So we're going to make sure that his family is straight. We're going to investigate it, but we're going to make sure his family is straight and that money that was supposed to go to the Bahamian people, that it goes to them.
And, the fact that he himself became so ill and the money was there, the money was verified.
Yeah.
Why didn't allow this young man to have the kind of medical treatment that he had deserved? I think somebody should go to jail for that.
Yes. Yeah.
That's criminal.
Yeah. I agree.
And our immigration laws. Oh my God, where do you start? Yeah. I was with a particular company, not calling on them, but you had different people on that company. You had Haitians, you have Jamaicans, you have other people, and I told everyone on that job to proceed, and you know what happened? The same that always happened. The foreigners come in, we train them. They don't need us.
Mm-hmm.
They say the Bahamians don't like to work. That was so blatantly. I mean, that's the worst thing I ever heard in my life. Bahamians love to work.
Mm-hmm.
Bahamians don't like to be abused.
Yeah.
And the government allowed us. I used to be a part of a hotel at one time in management position. And every September, they don't pay. They ask you to work overtime, and it'll be so long before you can get the time back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one step. This month will be one thing. Next year will be next thing, and another year, and it build. Where we are now, it as a result of the Bahamian people standing aside, saying, that don't affect me, so I let that go. Then it happens to someone else over there. Doesn't affect me, so I let that go. And you see the prices now with the labor forces. How long do you owe people? Not things that you promised. These are money is owed to these people. How many years they have to go by?
Yeah.
They cannot go and value and say, well, I don't have the money. I come back in the next 4 years, over a 4-year period, I'll pay you for this loaf of bread. tell DPL, I don't have the money, so you know, I could take 5 years to pay you.
Yeah.
You know, so every year, whatever Chester Cooper said, the other day, well, let's say Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, he said, the government is not going to be bullied. They're bullying the people because they refuse. Keep coming to the table, you got to pay this. You go have an agreement. When you break contract, you are in breach. You don't have the authority to dictate anything after that point.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when you owe people over that period of time, there should be interest on that money.
Exactly. Exactly. But I got to run. But thank you for your call. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. All right. Someone asked a question about Luby's citizenship. The law is that if it is found that anyone shows loyalty to any other nation, that their citizenship can be revoked. That is our law. It's not just if you are a citizen of another nation. If you show loyalty to any other nation, your citizenship can be revoked. If you swear allegiance to any other nation, your citizenship can be revoked. So those who got their Bahamian passport, but they're out there to flag day, they got to watch what they say. Welcome, you're live. Oh, sorry, we lost you just now. Call right back. I touched the wrong button. I'm sorry. Just wait for them to call right back. All right. So please understand that no one is entitled to our citizenship. Once you get it, that in yours for life. If you are a paper Bahamian, your citizenship can be revoked. Good afternoon, you're live. Oh, that person, they keep getting lined up. I didn't know it that time. All right, so you can go right back again. So paper Bahamian, an organic Bahamian citizenship cannot be revoked. But a paper Bahamian, unless they get citizenship from another country and show loyalty to another country, it can be, even an organic Bahamian. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes.
Hey, how are you?
Go ahead.
All right. I wonder why is our criteria so low for obtaining a Bahamian passport? Because it looks like every time they can hurry, put your hand in some maybe fraudulent stuff and get a Bahamian passport.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, I was born in the Bahamas. These people with the Bahamian passport have just as much right as me.
Yep. They have all the rights that you have. All the rights.
And that should never be. And
no.
You know, another thing, we're spending so much money on these people, right? Let's look at the Bahamas. Maybe about 400,000 or 500,000 people in the Bahamas. Tell me, how could we take care of 12 million people?
We can't. It's not possible.
We can't. So this is why the airport in Lucia, we can't get a new airport because we're taking care of other people. We can't get toilet tissue in the bathroom because we take care of other people.
Yep.
We can't fix the roof because we take care of other people. We have people born in the hospital. We have people going to school. We have people on the lunch program. I mean, how are we going to be able to sustain this in the long run?
Yeah. We can't sustain it in the long run. It can't. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable now. So we have to have a solution to this. We need to put a government who cares about Bahamians in there. One that's not going to take bribes. All right. One that's not going to be corrupt. Not going to take bribes from more powerful countries or from corrupt criminals who are running these rings. The government is involved. You can't get a passport illegally unless the government is involved. You can't get a visa illegally unless the government is involved. These NIB, you can't get that unless the government is involved. The government is involved. This is a money-making scheme. They're doing it for money and for votes. And we are going to fix this. If we don't stand up, Bahamas, if we don't stand up, let me tell you something. Brave them go to any country and live if they want to. Let me tell you something else. I could go to any country and live if I want to. I don't need to be in the Bahamas, but that's the country I love. And that's the country I can fight for. Because that's the only country where I'm supposed to be first. But thank you for your call, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks, sir.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. We can't take any more. We are 1 minute away. Well, we are 12 seconds away from 3 hours. I want to thank you. I know I didn't get your comments on Facebook to answer some of your comments, but I hope I covered enough on here so that you could actually get a good gist. Of course, we go live again on Tuesday. A clarion call is coming. A clarion call is coming. We need to visit the House of Assembly. We need to visit the Haitian embassy with this bold man who would come to sell out Haitian Brave them and make certain statements, making demands of us. Are you crazy? Oh, it's 150. He was there flexing his muscle. It's 150,000 of us, and y'all need to open these borders. Boss, you will see the real muscle of the real, true, organic Bahamians. You Haitian young man, and you are going to leave this country because you are an enemy of the state. And so we're going to come to visit you. Don't come in our country making no demands, because we can't go to your country making no demands. These stupid politicians would not even demand that Haiti help us pay to return these people for repatriation. They should be demanding that, to the point where we threaten to shut down remittances to Haiti. Let them lose those millions of dollars of remittances to Haiti if they don't help us pay for our repatriation. We need strong government in this country. That is what we need, and that is what we will have. Because change ain't coming. Change is here. And the only way we're going to have change is if you stand up. We need your help. And so for everyone who's watching this, I know we did 3 hours today. This is a long live today. We need your help. We can't do this alone. It takes a lot of expenses to do what we have to do. And so go to our website. Go to our website, and right on the front page, you can see where you can give a donation. You can become a member. You can give a donation. Help us out. We need your help. Every month we have bills, we have rent, we have light, we have all kinds of bills, internet. We have people that we are helping on a daily basis. We don't talk everything we do. Less than 1% of 1% that we do on a daily basis, you will see on social media. Someone thank Maria always on social media. You don't see not even 1% of what Maria does on social media, the people that I helped. You know, the other day, the day when we went to help the nurse. On that same day, we were supposed to go help another gentleman, an elderly man, in Fox Hill. And this kind of stuff we gotta be, prepared to do. And he said he's in Fox Hill, he ain't get no help. Social services ain't there. He's empty, whatever. And he said, Lincoln, they told me to call you. And we had to go and help that elderly gentleman. So we have it now to where, thanks to Bishop Walter Henschel, he will get a meal every single day. We got groceries for him. Bishop Walter Henschel gave him groceries that day, and we gave him money. We gave him some money, quite a bit of money to hold him over. And now he's going to get a meal delivered to his house every day because he has difficulty walking. And he doesn't have a ride to go anywhere, no family really to help him. And so now he's going to get his hot meal every single day. And this kind of stuff we always do. We don't talk about it. We have people we've saved their homes, etc. We don't talk about all the stuff we do. And so people might ask you, oh, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? We don't bribe it. Yeah, we're a political party, and people feel like only what they saw you did, but we're also an activist movement, more than we are a political party. And so now he's going to be able to get the assistance that he needs to do what has to be done. All right. And so it's people like that reaching out to us every day. I get 60 to 70 calls on a daily basis, people who need help in this country every single day. And so some of you might be saying, oh, we're trying to call you, Lincoln, we can't reach you. That's how much my phone is ringing. So please don't hate me. Don't think that we're being too busy for you, etc. People are calling us for help, and we helping who we can. Someone called me recently, their daughters in the States, got kidnapped, and they had to try to raise money. The daughter was found, We know where the daughter is. They had to try to raise money for family to come over. I could jump on a plane and go, but some family member has to come to go and get the daughter. I can't take the daughter. These are the kinds of serious situations that we deal with on a daily basis. And so this is what we do full time. Full time. We don't have time to do anything on our own. This is what the chairman of our organization does full time. Maria does this full time. I do this full time. There's people that you can't even imagine. Like I said, we don't expose everything. All right. And so we're going to make sure that that person gets straight with the American officials, etc. And if I have to jump on a plane and go and deal with that myself, I will, because we can't have that's a Bahamian child. Again, we dealt with one of those a few months ago, where the child was kidnapped by an unfit mother, and we had to go and track down where the child was and rescue them. And that's probably why this family called us again. But we're dealing with stuff like this every day. We don't want you to think that we're just here doing Facebook Lives. That's not all that we're doing. We are saving Bahamians, and we will come for you wherever you are, because we're building a culture that the whole world will know if Bahamians get in trouble anywhere on this planet, their government coming. You ain't got to worry about that. Their government will be there. They safe. Anyone comes at them, their government coming. They stranded, their government coming. We will always be there for Bahamians. It will be a pleasure to be a Bahamian in the New Bahamas, because it's going to be about you. And you're going to understand that your government is there for you. Workers are going to think the government is a union, because these foreigners who are going to be allowed to have business in our country, they're going to know that they can't treat you any kind of how. They're going to have to treat you with respect or leave. And we will not take their side because they are a foreign investor. Treat our Bahamian people with respect or leave. It's simple as that. We have to change our thinking and change who we think we are. I'm Lincoln Bain. I'm a runaway slave. Will you come with me? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a new Bahamas. It's time for a shift in thinking. It's time for us to benefit from our country. A clarion call is to go out. A clarion call is going to go out. We're going to make some plans. We just want to give a shout out to our people from Bahamas for Bahamians. That's a group that we're a part of, and we love and we appreciate. And these are people who have been part of the clarion call for so long for Bahamians to be put first in this country. We just want them to know that what they believe in, we believe in, and we're going to make this happen. We're calling for everyone from every other political party. If you are part of another political party and they've gone asleep, we are here. We are forming an army. We are raising an army that's going to fight for our country. That's what we're doing. While you're sleeping, we're raising an army that's going to fight for our people. We are planning on a daily basis. We're working every single day. Someone teased me about the bags under my eyes. Yep, that's Bahama bags, because they're the bags I get staying up 21 hours a day, sometimes 20 hours a day, planning the New Bahamas and building the New Bahamas. It's time for change. When we call you, come. When we call you, come. The clarion call is coming. The only thing that moves these politicians is your actions, your eyeballs, and your presence. That's what moves them. And we're getting ready to bring that change. All right? So go to our website. Please support us. We need your help. We cannot do this without you. If you believe that this is worth it, you got to help us do this. The big political parties have been stealing our money all these years. They're having cookout and boat cruise and all this kind of stuff to raise money. You got to have money to get this done. All right? And so we're doing more than them. We're fighting for people on a daily basis. We need you. All right? And so I want to thank all of you for joining in with us. We will not let you down. We're going to fight. Now, we know that they're going to fight us. They're going to come after us. But there's nothing they can do to stop this movement. This is a movement that is ordained. Nothing they can do with this. If you are proud Bahamian, we're here for you. We're going to stand up. Take our people with us. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, do you hear freedom calling? It's here, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to thank you. Stay in touch, stay in tune with what we're doing, stay informed, and spread the message. Everyone, grab 5 people. Grab your 5. Grab your 5. We had 10,000 last election. Each of us grab 5 more. That's 60,000. We can do this. This is doable. The 60,000, you got the election. You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning in. It's been a blessing being with you, spending all this time with you. And, remember, change is coming. Change is there. God bless you. See you on Tuesday.